You have Airy's failure. He took, these are more technical things, but he took a telescope, he had water in it. He looked at the star. The star, of course, light travels differently in different mediums, right? Of course, light travels differently in different mediums, right?
Wrong. According to you, you fork-tongued double speaker. Remember this?
No, there's not a journey because there's nothing traveling. What the light is already there.
You dumbass.
Also, glue sniffer, you said light travels differently in different mediums. How can it do that when you've also said that light is the medium?
The wave is the medium. Disturbance of the medium that is the light.
Ay, caramba!
And the final bashing yourself in the face with a spade shovel.
So when the starlight comes into the telescope of water, it's going to slow down. Now they say light's constant, but it travels a greater distance in the water, blah, blah, blah. That it's going to slow down, right?
What?
So when the starlight comes into the telescope of water, it's going to slow down.
What the hell did you just say?
Now they say light's constant, but it travels a greater distance in the water, blah, blah, blah. That it's going to slow down, right?
Wrong. According to you, light doesn't have a speed.
Yeah, there is no speed of light.
You unlock this door with the key of
retardation.
Beyond it is another dimension. You're moving into a land of
bullshittery.
You've just crossed over into
the numpty zone.
You are so dumb. Damn.
As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Let's head on over to Discord and go in there and find out that Betty's not in there.
I was like, whoa, there's some
interesting
stuff happening with perspective here.
Hey!
But yeah.
Hey! Oh, it's probably on me.
Stuff.
I'm on mute again. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm on mute. You guys didn't hear the intro. Betty, you're getting me all screwed up, and Betty's not even here. That's why I'm all screwed up. Betty's not in the house. She'll be on vacation for the next. She'll be on vacation for the next 10 days to 2 weeks. So we miss you, Betty. Already. So what's going on? What's up? Says who? What's up? I met Says who on Saturday. Personally. What's going on, Says who? How's your son?
We're doing good, man. We hit that alligator, or at least I did.
Ah, you got the alligator. I missed it.
Well, I hit it, but of course, you know, my windage wasn't right. The elevation was good, but I was a little bit left of the kill zone. So
that's funny.
I just feel good that I hit it.
That's funny. My windage was good, but I was just over top of it. And it was in, just folks, it was in the middle of a rock field. This alligator at 51 yards, and it had rained for 2 hours before that, and behind it, because there's sort of a spillway down where this alligator was that we were shooting. I 12'd it the last 2 years, and even when we were walking down the hill, I said, you know, it's not going to work out too well this year, I don't think. I had a premonition, right? But the cool thing was, because if you miss this alligator, you're bound to bust, I mean, explode your arrow because of all the rocks down there. But what had happened was mine skimmed off the back of it and then drove right into the creek behind it. And since the creek was elevated from all the rain, it stopped my arrow dead. And we walked back here and my arrow was floating down a creek because it was like 3.5 feet deep, just far enough away where I wasn't getting in there. I'd have to take my boots and pants and stuff off to get in there and And I said, "Out of heck with that." But I found it pretty funny that the arrow wasn't busted. And then I said to myself, well, if I can get something long enough, I can retrieve it. So I'm looking all around for dead trees and just a skinny limb so I can snap. But it was right when we went right back up to where we fired from. There was this dead tree laying on the ground with this. It must have been there for 2 years. I've seen it before. And it had this long, skinny limb about 20 foot long. All I had to do was bust it off, right? So I busted it off, came right off at the end. And I went down there and I fished my arrow out. I got that arrow back. How you like that for a story? But I shot my tail off. I shot my tail off on there. I had 14 12s on those courses.
Nice.
Yeah, 14,
Well
14 of them. Yeah, with my tennis elbow and everything, I had 14. But it was really cool, folks. We'll get back to Says Who. He freaked me out. But it rained. We got lucky. It got so dark in the middle afternoon. It got really dark, and you could hear the thunder rumbling. I looked at my buddy and I said, "Dude, we're gonna get soaked. We got to take measures right now, right?" But we eyed a couple pavilions. This is a really cool compound that they have. The Baptist church down there in Marshfield has really cool compound. It's huge, but it has these pavilions back in the woods for campsites along the archery trails. So we eyed them coming down one trail, and we said, "Hey, listen, there's some pavilions back there." But some of the pavilions were in line with some of the targets that people were shooting at. So you have to be really careful. But anyway, we eyed them. I said, "Hey, listen, we had the pavilion coming down the trail, right?" I said, "Let's head on over right there because the sky's going to open up." And we just got there and the sky opened up. We sat in that pavilion for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours, people. Now, some people were coming down the trail and shooting at I think it was an elk or a deer. But it was angled a little bit away from the pavilion, but we still had to be a little careful. We let them know that we were back and said, "Hey, be careful. Don't shoot over this way." But we sat there, and then we went down the trail. After we sat there for 2.5 hours, we got on the trail again and went down towards the gator. Then when we were coming back up, there's 2 targets on the left-hand side up this huge hill. We got up to the second target. I'm trying to catch my breath because this hill is kicking my tail. And I look up and I see this guy and this little kid walking down the hill. I didn't pay it much mind. I'm trying to catch my breath, trying to look at the target, gather a target. And all I hear is QE. "Hey, QE. Now, that would normally not cause a problem. But nobody knows, none of my friends know that my name, Quantum Eraser, or QE, right? So as soon as I heard that, I immediately went into, I'm going to kung fu this sumbitch because I'm thinking it's an enemy, right? But guess who it was? It was Says Who and his boy right there.
Yeah, I wondered about that. I thought I don't want to freak him out because, if since you're so notorious out here on the circuit, you haven't made so many friends. So I was like, well, I want to present myself as a friendly so I don't get judo chopped in the throat.
It was cool. It was the perfect rounding off. It was such a great day, besides the thunderstorms. Yeah. But we didn't get wet, so it was cool. We had such a blast, man. What time did you get there?
Yeah, it's a great event.
Yeah,
we got there right as it started raining. Like we got on a bus, ended up there. I was like, oh man, here it comes. And sure enough, I mean, we probably shot one target, and then the rain cut open, and so. But I thought, well, let's just shoot in the rain. I thought if because I'm a hunter, so sure. If I'm hunting in the rain, I got to be able to deal with that sort of circumstance. So we just kept shooting. It was fun though. It was a good time, and we got the taters. So
did you get the taters?
Were delicious. Got the taters.
Yeah, but you missed the biscuits and gravy. In the morning, They have biscuits and gravy on the other 2 courses on B and C.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we missed that.
yeah, not the way you came down. You went down A course, that's sort of the main course. But if you go the other way, the opposite way, there's 2 courses down there, and they have biscuits and gravy there in the morning.
Ah, bummer. Oh, well.
Yeah, but you got there late. If you got there, it started raining right about 12:45, 1 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame.
Yeah, around noon. Somewhere in there.
See, we were there at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, we got
I
there.
didn't expect that.
Say again?
I didn't expect that because I thought, well, Huey, he's not always early to rise, and so he probably won't be there terribly early. So I wasn't anticipating seeing you there early, but we're 2 hours away from that. So
I know.
I wasn't going to get up at 6 in the morning and leave. That's not how I roll on a Saturday.
That's not how you roll. You would have to got up at 5 and left at 5:15.
Yeah.
It was a blast. I'll show you guys a picture of that biscuits and gravy. 1 second. What's up, Flatsy? Hello, Bugger.
Hello.
Hello.
Booger ran back that way.
Did he?
Sorry. Yeah, he's coming back, I'm sure.
Let me try to find those biscuits and gravy. 1 second. I got to get this going. Did you get a walking taco?
I did get a walking taco.
Those are delicious too. I think those are rocking, man.
Yep.
All right, let
It's
me
too
show
easy.
these people. I'm going to show these people what I'm talking about. Hold on a second. Let's put this over here. Put this right here. Do that right there. And how am I going to do this? Well, everyone's going to see it on YouTube. You guys aren't going to see it in Discord. Too bad for you. So, it's archery course, right? That's sponsored by the Baptist Church in Marshfield, right? We get there at 7 o'clock, and this is right where we knew right where to go. To the biscuits and gravy station. Let me tell you something, folks. This is a rockin'. Only time I have biscuits and gravy all year is one day out of the year at the archery course, and there it is. Oh, you like that? Look at those golden biscuits. They were perfect. Yeah, started off our day proper.
It is so smart to put it in one of those to keep those biscuits warm.
Yeah.
That's
They're-
smart.
They're delicious, boy. Okay, so this is the walk-in taco station. So what they do is they got these bags of Doritos, and they crunch them up in the bag, and then they cut the top off the bag. Hey, there's watermelon too, but we'll get to that in a second. So this is right at the top of the course or the registration area, and then you walk down this road right here. That's where I met Says Who, down at the bottom of this road. But what they do is they chop the top off of these, then they put the taco meat in the bag, along with the lettuce station, along with the salsa and jalapeno station, and then the sour cream station. Let me tell you something, people. These walking tacos are to die for. One of my buddies was sitting there. He goes, I'm not even hungry, but he's eating this walking taco, and he says, these are making me hungry. Delicious. Then we went to one Target, and I turned around after we shot, and I said, is that watermelon? And they said, yeah. I said, is it cold? They said, yep. I ran over there and snatched a couple watermelons. They were ice cold. It was so hot out there. They must have just took it out of the containers back here and put it up here. Oh, goodness gracious, boy. And then I didn't take a picture of the tater station because we are right in the middle of the rainstorm. And when I got taters, the tater station was abandoned. They had all the seats up on the picnic tables, and everyone was gone. There was no one around, and I snuck in there because the pavilion that we stayed in wasn't that far away from the tater station. And the friends that I went with, They were sleeping on the picnic tables because we had to stay there so long. But I can't sleep. I can't sleep during the day, so I snuck away and snuck down to the tater station, and it was abandoned. So I just opened up the containers like they had with the biscuits back here. They had these heaters back at the tater station. So I just opened up. There was a whole bunch of taters in there. So I pounded. They had all the fixings right there. So I just pounded and took 2 full bowls back to Pavilion of taters. It was just lovely, folks. It was lovely. That's all I got to say about that. We had a blast. And it was good to see Sezu and his son there. They had a couple nice bows too, surprisingly.
So did
Yeah. I was just gonna say it was good to meet you, man. I told my son because he's sometimes on 24/7, and so he knows who QE is, right? And I'm like, well, I heard about this from QE. There's a chance we might see him. He's like, oh man, that'd be awesome. So he was excited to meet Quantum Eraser. He
Oh,
really
that's
was. And
really cool.
Yeah, he was happy as could be to finally put a face to the voice, right? So
Yeah.
it was a good time.
You know what? You should, but you were headed down. You were headed down the course, and we were headed back up. You should have joined us, but there was only a couple targets left for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so my son had lost, he brought 3 arrows with him, and he had already lost 2. And I said, well, let's go shoot this gator because I hear that if you miss, you're probably going to lose your arrow. And that's pretty much what happened. But so I went up to make his last target.
Yeah, that gator, that's little skinny. He's on the ground. He's skinny at 51 yards. It's a hard target to shoot.
That's not easy.
No. I cammed over. I was down there and I cammed over a little bit because my tennis elbow issue. I'm just making excuses. But when I went to shoot, I cammed over just a touch and it sent it over the top of it. Yeah, that was the only target. That was the only target I screwed up the whole time. But I knew it. I figured that was going to happen. That's all right. I had a blast.
Yeah, it was a great time. Thanks for talking about it because I was like, man, I want to go do some 3D shooting, and it was a good time. Really was.
Do it next year and make sure you plan it and leave early in the morning, and we'll shoot together.
Sounds great. I'll put it on the calendar, brother.
Put it on the calendar. It happens towards the end of August every year. They've been doing it for the past 23 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, if anybody else is in that area, they really should go because my son, they had that blacksmithing station. He got to make a tomahawk before we left as well. So I mean, they got all kinds of stuff. It's a great deal.
It's almost like a carnival atmosphere, like a fair.
Yeah.
Yep, I love it. So I'll make a mental note. I'll hold you to it next year.
Oh, no doubt. You'll see us there.
Okay. I'll be reminding you throughout the year, too. Let me tell you, it goes fast.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time. Shoot.
And the first place we're going to the biscuits and gravy station, dude.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, let's move on. Where am I moving on? Where's Adam? Not the price of Adam. Adam, evening.
I don't know.
What the?
Did you contact him?
He said he'd be here. I talked to him like 3 or 4 days ago. He said he'd be here.
Well, I hope he's okay.
Let me message him. Even though he didn't look at my last message. That's these English bastards. You gotta watch out for them. They'll screw you. Yeah. That as soon as you turn around. All right, let me get rid of this. There's a couple things I want to get to before we start. Oh, hold up. Let me see what's going on out there. I forgot to check on. Oh, you guys are still out there. What's up? I was checking YouTube. Make sure there was people still out there. Sorry for not paying attention to you guys out there. What's going on? All right, let me get rid of that. What else is going? It seems like I've been gone a long time, but it's been only since last Tuesday, right? It seems like a coon's age.
It really does. But you also had a lot of events.
Oh, I had a ton of things to do this week or last week. There was just left and right. So I guess that's why it went so fast. I guess when you're having fun, time goes fast. Is that what they say?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, just chime in, when you want. Goodness. All right.
Well, you don't have the filler, Adam Macon, he's the filler.
Yeah, I don't have anybody rumpusing each other. Yeah, I figured Neil be in here because Nathan hasn't had a show in 2 days. I figured I'd start jonesing, right? But he ain't even here. All right.
Well, he's always in danger of getting the worst end of you because his mic's always bad.
Yeah, his mic's always. I don't think it's his fault, but I don't know why. The reason why he must be. I think during the time of this show, he's off and running around in his car, unlike Nathan's show where he's, I think, at home. So his mic comes in and out, and he does it every single time.
Yeah, you got to be conscious of being out and about on your phone when you open up your mic on Discord.
Yes. So you won't ruin the show. So let's see what's going on in chat. I usually don't float around in chat, but I see some people here. What's up? What's happening? Huey and the Tater Station. That's correct, Indoctrinated. You got that right. I will not miss that Tater Station. I told you before, when you get around these old, you got these women in Baptist church, no one can cook better than them. Just let me clue you. Whenever you go to a church function and they make sure they got food and look out, because you're not tasting anything like that anywhere. I don't care. You could go to the best restaurants. It's not getting any better than that. Trust me. Yes, white gravy with just enough pepper. Now, they have extra pepper and salt there, but they do it just enough, right? I'm a big fan of pepper. I love pepper, but there's a point where you can put too much pepper in it and it'll ruin it, right? But you got to have just the right amount, maybe even less than just the right amount, so you can add just a touch to taste. That's it. You got to be real careful with that stuff. The mind. I just posted the picture. You need to rewind this video. Hey, what's up, Tony? You need to rewind this video and you can see it. I posted the pics of it. Golden biscuits and gravy. Yeah, the white gravy. Yes. Yeah, I'm starting to get hungry now.
Me too.
Yeah, biscuits and gravy are always a nice trademark around here too. So I love biscuits and gravy.
Yeah,
but usually,
go ahead.
It is. They usually put sausage in it. So it's called sausage gravy.
You could use sausage or ground beef or a number of things. It's usually ground beef, not like. I guess you could use sausage, but not like fermented sausage. You can't do it. That would ruin it, I think. Yes? No? Maybe?
I don't know about the fermented sausage. I've never had fermented sausage gravy.
Yeah, you know. How could I say this? Like spicy sausage?
Yeah, it's usually it's a spicy sausage, but they're like crumbled up sausage patties.
Yeah. You could like crumbled up breakfast sausage patties, yes,
Yeah, exactly.
but not spice. This isn't Alabama.
Look, there's a problem around here where everything's got to be spicy for these folks.
I don't mind spicy. I don't mind that, but not with biscuits and gravy. What do
I
you
gotcha.
think? If it was meant to be spicy, they'd put Tabasco sauces down there by it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I'd eat. It's kind of like a spicy sausage, but it's not like spicy hot. More like
Right. Gotcha.
there's a lot of spices in it.
Yep. All right, we agreed. All right, you're back into the fold. Okay, what I was
You're the only person I know that would hold a grudge against someone over food.
That's a damn lie.
It's not though. I still get called steak tacos or what was it? Yeah, you call me steak tacos.
Who would ever do such a thing? Who would
For my
ever
meat.
hold a grudge against you for steak tacos? Who would do such a thing?
Not you, never. Or meatloaf or anything that I make. Almost everything that I post a picture of, you're like, ugh.
Oh, yeah, because most of it's nasty. Now, it's nothing personal. You posted pictures of chicken pot pie, which is throw up worthy, not because you made it. It's because it's chicken pot pie. And meatloaf. I mean, who in their right mind eats meatloaf?
It's a loaf of meat. If you're a meat lover, I'm just saying, it's a meat lover's dream.
You know why it's grotesque to me? Because when I was a kid, my mom would alternate roast beef, gravy, and mashed potatoes, and meatloaf, and would have to eat that like every week. It's like every couple days. And after like 17 years, I'm ready to get up on the clock tower with a rifle. And back in those days when we were kids, there wasn't getting up from the table or going to make something else that you might want in place of what dinner was made. Oh, no. You eat what's put on the table. And that's it.
Oh, yeah. My mom too. Growing up, I had to eat everything on my plate. We didn't have a lot of money, so what we
Exactly.
had is exactly what we had. So you better eat it.
Yeah. All right. I guess the food topic has ran its course. What else do we got? Let's head back to what else is going on out there? Another big thing, and we're going to be talking a little bit about this. All these baltards, I keep listening to baltards at VCs and seeing messages under videos and text chats, and they say, wait till December, flurfs. What? Is there Globetard all of a sudden going to be a Globetard in December? Just all of a sudden, like? Or are you waiting to concretize the pseudoscience affirming the consequent formological fallacy till December? Is that what you're waiting for? You glue-sniffing fungus munchers. I mean, you got to be some type of retards. Yeah? Idiot clowns.
They want you scared. They want us all scared. They want us to feel like, oh God, what if they win? As if it's a winning argument.
Yeah. Well,
and yet
go ahead.
We're sitting pretty. I said, and yet we're sitting pretty, waiting on them to make jokes of themselves.
Yep. It happens every single time. Speaking of which, we're going to view a couple of them today. We're gonna check out this video between two ballers, Pastor Will Duffy, that reprobate retard, and Witsit Gets It, Boy Zero Sky Grifter. He's a baller too. He's been a geocentric baller since the beginning. So we're going to go over it. They're going to have a little discussion together. Little terrorist sympathizer, Hanoi Witsit. Like his butt brother, Hanoi Jaren. What a couple nincompoops. And Dave, Trainwreck. I mean, what an embarrassment you are. That's why Duffy's coming to you, you idiot. You ass clown Witsit. Contradictory, double-speaking moron. Oh, by the way, the month of October, I'm going to christen it the Slapping Around Witsit month. That is, the whole month, we're going to slap the shit out of this friggin' fraud. And we're going to go slow, like molasses in the wintertime. And ironically, this is so ironic. A couple of the videos that we're going to review in October is when the Ether first came out a couple years ago, and Witsit made his debut on FED, on FED 1702, and then he followed it up with a week and a half or so after that with 1724. We're going to go over those two videos and see exactly what he said and what an asshat he made out of himself. But the ironic thing is, I'm sitting here last night just messing around, and I look over in my recommendeds over in my YouTube feed, and I see Witsit versus Oakley, and I said, wonder what the hell is that? And so I clicked on it, and we're going to go, it's just, I'm not going to do the whole thing. It's just a section that I pulled out of this thing. Ironically, it was this idiot Baltard. I've never seen him before, or this channel. His name is Max, in parentheses, MXXXD. This reprobate of a retard is reviewing FED 1724, that same video, or one of the videos that I'm going to be going over in October. I couldn't believe it. I said, oh my God, how ironic is this? Right? So we're going to take a listen to one of the things he said that was so stupid, and then what happened after that. Let me get my act together here. Let's get that going. See if I can find it. Yep, there. That part is right there. Now I got to share this stupid thing in Discord. So, Discord companions over there can see what I'm talking about. Minimize, for God's sake. What the hell? All right, Discord. Share your screen, QE. All right, this isn't the main video. Like I said, it's the one I ran into last night that was, like I said, truly ironic. Get into BALLBUSTERS text chat, too. Okay, we got that. We got that. Let's cut this over to YouTube. You guys can join in Discord. Just join QE Live up there, and you'll see what the fine folks out of YouTube are seeing. So, whoever this is, do you people know this guy, this idiot right here? And this channel, Matters, I think it's Matters Now. What is it? Yeah, Matters Now, yes. Do you guys, who are these idiots? That's a good question.
Oh, I've got it. I know who they are.
Oh, you know who this is?
Yes, these are the one. This channel is where we got the clip of the guy that I think Witsit had some sort of modern debate train wreck with. The Globetard came on here and was justifying using fallacies in his arguments.
Huh.
He was the one, there's a clip of a guy who was like, yeah, I'll use logical fallacies to get the audience on my side and blah, blah, blah. That's not verbatim.
Right.
It's more like just pretty much what he was saying. He was justifying being deceptive in an argument.
Oh, was that Grayson idiot?
I don't remember his name.
I think did I do it? Was it me?
No, I think AI has a clip of it somewhere, and I watched it. I think after somebody had said something about it, I went back and found it and got the whole thing and heard them discussing it. And there was a guy, a baller. He was at the end. He was like, "This sucks." The guy had said that he was so upset that that guy had just justified being fallacious in an argument.
Thanks,
He was like, "This sucks," and then he
Thanks,
left.
Flatsy. That was clear as sunshine. Thanks.
I can't remember. I'm sorry, but I do know that it was on here that clip was taken.
All right.
Not
so,
on this specific one, but
So we got this retard up there. I call him the White Stevie Wonder. He goes back and forth and looks up at the ceiling and stuff. He's a real moron. But obviously, I wanted to listen to some of this because this is FED 1724, which shits it on here, coming out with, well, this is 10 days after he came out with his EFers. He felt the need to come back and train wreck himself again after he fucking boloed the first one, 1702. And this guy up here is evaluating what's going on here. So I started listening to this. Now, this guy's evaluating because they were talking about quantum mechanics in here. And this is the spot where I come upon. Listen to this idiot baltard. You guys ready? Here we go.
Now, if you put a slit in between, you can get it to diffract. That's a phenomenon that we can observe in nature. Now,
correction to Oakley. You don't get it to diffract there. You get an interference pattern.
He doesn't know that there is no difference whatsoever between diffraction and interference, folks. And this moron is on here discussing, evaluating this video and evaluating quantum mechanics. This is what it's tantamount to. And I wrote a message to him beneath before we get to that, by the way. I wrote a message to him saying, this is tantamount to listen to Mr. Magoo give the keynote address at a metabolic pathway convention. It's also tantamount to listen to a math professor discussing combinatorial mathematics and not knowing what addition and subtraction symbols mean. So did you hear what he said? He said that that diffraction and interference are two completely different phenomena. Let's go back. Listen to what he says, just to make sure.
Now, if you put a slit in between, you can get it to diffract. That's a phenomenon that we can observe in nature. Now,
correction to Oakley. You don't get it to diffract there. You get an interference pattern. Diffraction is when light, let's say we have a surface, and when light hugs the surface.
He thinks diffraction is when light hugs a surface and curves around it. I mean, that's moronic just on its face. But let's get back to the point. He thinks diffraction and interference are two completely different things. Idiot.
And goes around.
Yeah,
It's
light
a
bends
different
around
phenomenon.
curves. You frigging moron of an idiot. So I wrote down here in the messages, and I put this citation in here. So this is from Richard Feynman, Nobel laureate physics, from his Caltech lectures. Listen closely. No one has ever been able to define the difference between interference and diffraction satisfactorily. It is just the question of usage, and there is no specific, important physical difference between them. So I wrote to Max, idiot Stevie Wonder in here, and I put the message in there, and I put this citation in there to expose his dumbass, right? And I put it in there last night, and I went and checked on, because YouTube has been deleting my comments for years. So I tried to keep it somewhat clean so they wouldn't catch on. And I went back 3 minutes later, and my post was still there last night. Guess what? Not there anymore. This idiot of a clown deleted it, you despicable crayon muncher. See that, folks? Not that it's any typical behavior, right? Look. Like, not that it's non-typical behavior. So 21 hours ago, I posted it well before that. Yep, gone. So I just thought I'd expose you on my show. You frigging Egypt of a crayon muncher. You wouldn't know what quantum mechanics was if it climbed up your arse and started kicking footballs wrapped in jalapeno lace concertina wire. You are a moron. Just like all your ball-tarred brethren over here in chat, right? The misfit, the
wave interference pattern.
right over here. You see all these idiots right here? Al Trucker, this real Cygnus idiot. Hey, Max, you friggin' crayon munching window licker. I'll take you and all your idiots over here in chat one at a time. Here's another one. Clive Wells. This guy thinks he's some type of scientist or something. I'll take you, each of you, individually and rip your asshole through your throat, intellectually speaking, in less than 30 seconds, one at a time. How about that, you clown? Despicable reprobate retard of a moron. That'll be all for that. Correction, Nathan.
Get it all out.
Correction, Nathan. Diffraction and interference are two completely different things, you friggin' idiot of an Egypt. Thanks, by the way, for exposing yourself. Mae West is in the corner belly laughing. Go ahead. Somebody was saying something?
Said get it all out.
Just pretender clown frauds, all of them. Just dumbasses. All right, let's get rid of that one, and then we'll head on to the main event. Stop streaming. I got to pull the other one up. Hold on a second, folks. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you're a squeen, QE. Is that the one? Oh, that's not the one. What?
You should have dared. I said you should have dared them to pin your comment.
Oh, that wasn't going to happen. He was dead to rights and he knew it, so he deleted it. Yeah, he's not as dumb as he looks. Okay,
There's a
why
part
is it...
2. I guess they didn't finish going over it, so they made a part 2 also.
They made a part 2 of it. I'll have to get to that. Go live. There we go. All right, go ahead and rejoin back up into that. That's the video that we'll be going over. Too bad Adam's not here. He'd have a lot of fun with this, I think. But that's what you have.
I messaged him on.
Go ahead.
I messaged him on Skype, but he seems to be active. It's got a active now by his name.
Yeah, he's active, all right. At the bottom of the wine bottle. All right, let's get this up and running. Give me a second, folks. All right, this is Witsit Kicks It with Will Duffy. Witsit thinks he's a rapper or something. So Shits It Boy Zero Sky Grifter, are you kicking it? That's what you do, you kick it? Yeah? With a fellow ball-tard, the idiot Dozy Duffer Will Duffy in his final experiment. Do you think this is an experiment or something? First off, let alone in affirming the consequent formological fallacy, but you don't understand that, do you? Fucking clown. So you're going to entertain him and enable Will Duffy to come on your show and explain his dumbass position, right? And then to get you to go to Antarctica, which is the biggest goof of all time. It sounds like that you're not a flat earther, that you don't know the earth is flat. That's what it sounds like to me. Of course, we already know you're a ball-tard, right? Geocentric type, one each. With your ephers. Clown ass. But here we go. Here's Will Duffy. And Shits It, Boy Zero, the Sky Grifter. Let's rock.
Oh, in a world. All right, we're good.
Yeah, in a world where there's coherency and no double speaking and lying surratery, you wouldn't be in that world, clown.
How's it going?
How's it going?
All right, cool, man.
Cool, man. Cool, brah. Cool, man. How's your open-toed sandals? Fucking idiot.
Long-awaited show.
Oh yeah, it's so long awaited. I was beside myself waiting. It was good thing you came on because I was waiting so long. Idiot.
I'm gonna go ahead and start it off by asking the chat to be chill.
Why should the chat be chill? This is another thing. Way back in the day on Robert Bassano's show. This is way back here, folks. When I first got on the show, Robert's was out for like a year and a half before I even got there, and would be having shows, and Bob from Globe Dumpsters would be in chat, right? And he would dog Robert Bassano out. He would send Robert Bassano messages about how Robert wasn't cleaning up his chat, and I can remember Robert. We were on a video call. He looked at me with this stupid look, like, who the hell does Dumpsters Bob thinks he is, coming here telling me what to do on my own show? It just stands out to me. I remember laughing at it, but they're all involved with their chats and stuff, right? Make sure the chat's okay. I see you adopted that off your father, right, Bob? Just thought I'd bring that up.
Because people are spiraling about this conversation.
Spiraling about what conversation? Is there a conversation? Or is it pseudoscience and an affirming the consequent formological fallacy? Maybe that's why people are starting to spiral on your dumb ass. I'm just spitballing here.
Like, it's super weird.
Super weird. That's deep. Is that the white paper technical language?
People on both sides are being super weird.
Both sides. What are the sides?
So I would ask you guys to just be adults.
Be adults so we can listen to your double speak. Yeah? You greasing the skids for your inherent contradictions and double speak. Clown. With your terrorists sympathizing with that moron Duffy.
Are always the group of people that obsessively come to this channel with ill intent.
There's a group of people that come to your channel with ill. I don't come to your channel, so I don't know what he's talking about.
But you should take the high road and just be respectful and be chill.
Be respectful to somebody that's pissing down your back and telling you it's raining when they're retarded. But you have to be respectful to them, folks. Shut the fuck up before I slap you, you half a sissy. My God.
So,
look at what this has come to. Look at this. Well, just wait. We'll get them both up on screen.
I'm obviously really pro free speech here, so do what you do. But
oh, you're pro free speech. What are you, Mr. America? You're pro free speech, but you just told everyone to chill out in your chat. Contradict yourself much.
Communist.
Communist.
But that's my suggestion. All right, cool. So
all right, cool. That's your suggestion. Another inherent contradiction. Why don't you tell everyone about your mantra? You know, falsification is independent of replacement, and then tell them you're an alternative cosmologist in the same breath. You moron of a dipshit.
This has kind of been delayed a bit. That's totally my.
You're delayed.
My fault, actually. I've just been like all over the place. But here we are. We finally have it. If you don't know, this is in the context of something called, quote unquote, the final experiment.
Quote unquote. Whenever he says quote unquote, get ready to get screwed. He's greasing the skids for you. That's all he does, a little quote unquote, or he does the little nonverbal with his meat hooks. What does quote unquote mean, idiot?
Oh,
the foot. Let's turn this back. Get quote unquote. What?
Like all over the place. But here we are. We finally have it. If you don't know, this is in the context of something called, quote unquote, the final experiment.
Is that an experiment? quote unquote. Friggin' moron.
It's the proposal of going to Antarctica.
For what? Why would you need to go to Antarctica? Don't you know the Earth is flat, baltard? Sounds like you don't.
To see if the 24-hour sun phenomena is a real thing.
24-hour sun phenomena is a real thing? You mean the affirming the consequent formological fallacy? Is that what you're talking about?
We are on all platforms. If you have any questions, at me. You can also donate questions.
Make sure you donate to this idiot of a crayon muncher. Yeah, go ahead and enable him, flat earthers. You're just as bad as he is. You'd be hung by a friggin' yard arm.
Ko-fi.com/Witsit.
Ko-fi.moron/doublespeakingwitsit.
I think I have super chats on YouTube as well.
Yeah, make sure you super chat them too.
All right, cool. So we'll just get into it and bring on the guests. So we have tonight's guest, Will Duffy. How's it going, brother?
Will Duffy, you don't know who he is? And there we are, folks. This is what Flat Earth has come to. An abject demonstrated baltard who is actually retarded, literally, and Witsit for a little discussion about his affirming the consequent formological fallacy that Shitsit's unaware of, and a pseudoscience non-experiment. Coming to have a serious discussion. Go ahead.
Hey, how are you? Hey, Flatsy. Hey, everyone. Betty,
Hey.
yeah, what is there to talk about here?
Nothing.
The thing that was never produced?
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this?
You got to ask.
Produce it, then we'll talk about it.
You got to ask Shitsit. Why is this even happening? Is this going to be another behind the curve train wreck of a disaster dumpster fire rolling down the mountain? Yeah. Good to hear you again, Brian. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
You Irish bastard, you're late.
I
know. Where's your brother at?
Meekin. I don't know where MC Meekin is. I thought he'd be here. I was shocked and I didn't hear him.
MC Meekin.
Yeah, he might have done a better job. AI did put that clip in the BALLBUSTERS text chat of the guy that was justifying being fallacious in an argument.
Now, Flatsy, do you want me to go away from our
No. You can like do it later.
All right. Let's continue.
Glad we finally got to do this.
Glad we finally got to do. I'm surprised that this idiot can even speak. That's the point. That's how dumb he is. Mr. Himawari 8. His #1 proof of his globetard. Unbelievable.
Yeah, man. Yes, I was making it take a while on accident, but we're here.
What are you on, Lewds or something? Making it happen. Just making it happen, and yeah, we finally got there. Have you seen my open-toed sandals? Clown.
We made it.
Life happens.
Yeah, man.
That's profound. This dumbass
Can I just
smile
say-
on your face. Go ahead.
Yeah, just to say, I want to double up on your sentiment from earlier when I was listening. Like, yeah. Well, why should we be respectful to this guy? What has he done to earn my respect? Nothing. Actually, he's done stuff to cause me to disrespect him, not respect him.
Yeah, this is not their first meeting. Remember we did a treatment? Remember I was doing a treatment with Jaren and Boy Zero Sky Grifter here? He just happened to be on that video. It's not like
I
you
remember.
Yeah, it's not like, and that was a while ago. I mean, I introduced him before he was actual Will Duffy, the final train wreck experiment. Yeah. Yep. You act like you don't know him or something. Do you remember that interaction? Or were you on Lewds then too?
And we were gonna do it last week, and then that didn't work. And then before that, it was just me being not good at communication.
Last week was on me.
Oh, why don't you just agree to disagree? How about that? Why don't you kiss? Freaking good to throw up in my mouth.
Sort of. So,
Sorta.
All right.
All right. Now, what are we gonna do now? Why don't you try to make a beer fart in a whirlwind between the both of you? See if that could happen. Clowns.
Well, obviously, a lot of people in the community are not your biggest.
What community? Let's go back. What community is that?
Obviously, a lot of people in the community are not your biggest fan.
Are not your biggest fan. Do you know the difference between singular and plural? I mean, that's the level that we're at here. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I had to come off mute to laugh, that's all.
Did you hear what he said? Let's listen to it. I know it's small. I'm being pedantic here, but it's to show the character. Listen to this idiot.
So, all right. Obviously, a lot of people in the community.
So a lot of people, that's plural.
Community are not your biggest fan.
Biggest fan is singular. So that didn't make any damn sense. Right out the gate. What the fuck, man?
I'm sure you know that.
I tell you know that.
There's a mixed bag there.
It's a mixed bag. Mixed bag of what? In this community, whatever community he's talking about.
And a lot of people are mad at Jaren now.
Why are people mad at Jaren? What, because he's terrorist sympathizing like you?
I guess.
I guess. So don't you know?
And a lot of people are mad at me. And
why would they be mad at a lying, double-speaking surat such as yourself? Why would that be?
We're just now starting to talk, so.
And you're just now starting to talk. What's so funny? Look at this friggin' troll of an idiot, out of context, smiling. What the hell was so funny with what the incoherency you just said?
Nothing. He's laughing at the fact that he's actually on this show.
Yeah.
That's about the size of it.
You think? Or is there somebody in front of him showing him a piece of colored tape? What is this clown show? And what did Hanoi Jaren have to do with this? What the fuck is going on?
I find all that very weird.
You find all of what weird? Define weird, and then all of what is weird. You know, connect the dots for us.
I do understand why people.
You got something in your eye or something?
People are a bit skeptical of you.
So you understand why people are suspect of him. Why would that be?
But I find the behavior in general pretty weird. But
the behavior, here we go again, just in general, pretty weird. That's why we love you. Your meticulous attention to excruciating detail. OCD-like.
Well, that's where what he's actually. Just a second, sorry. What he's actually saying there is he's finding it kind of weird. He's actually insulting basically all the people who have a problem with this whole thing. It's like, so you don't have a problem with it? You're insulting all the people that do, who have a genuine problem with this whole thing. He has a problem with them. That's what he's saying.
Hasn't this been explained to both of these bozos? That it's an affirming the consequent formological fallacy, this whole fiasco, right? On both sides, by the way, there's two affirming the consequent formological fallacies. And this is not, see this TFE? The E stands for an experiment. It's not an experiment. Hasn't this been explained to you, idiots? I mean, how many times do we have to explain it? Don't you get it? Should I cut it up in Braille and shove it up your dumb asses so you'll get it? Or are you just going to whistle past the graveyard, right? And terrorists sympathize with this retard. Yep, that's what's going to happen.
I'll give you a heads up. I'm probably going to ask you some questions.
Oh, God, that's scary. Will Duffy, the Dozy Duffer, Witsit's going to ask you some questions, okay? The fuck?
That people want me to ask you. And so...
Is he on some type of drugs?
Can I just say that the E in the TFE, that is what they're calling the experiment is a phenomenon that has yet to be witnessed. So it's only going to be a phenomenon, number one, and that no one has witnessed it yet. So how can that be in that category? It's not even a side road off of that highway, is it?
Nope. But it's sure Jedi mind trick, pretender clown flat earthers, and all the baltards. Wait till December, flirts. And clowns.
You know, there's the disclaimer, but if you...
What's a disclaimer? Did anyone hear the disclaimer? Let's go back. Do you know what disclaimer means? Well, you don't know what plural and singular or nouns and verbs, so I doubt that you know what a disclaimer is. Did anyone hear a disclaimer? I didn't hear one. Let's hear the disclaimer.
But I find the behavior in general pretty weird, but I'll give you a heads up. I'm probably going to ask you some questions.
So you're probably going to ask him some questions. Is that the disclaimer? What? Was that it? Here we go.
That people want me to ask you. And so, you know, there's the disclaimer, but...
There's the disclaimer. He's going to ask him questions. This moron of an Egypt calls that a disclaimer. What the fuck? What? Huh? This is the level that we're at here, folks. Second grade retardville with a moron that's on some type of lewds and a reprobate degenerate retard. This is what we got. 15,000 views. Who is roboting?
Should we place bets on whether or not he's going to ask him about the formological fallacy?
You shouldn't place any bets on that. You don't place any bets because I'm not placing any bets because it's not going to be brought up. They don't even know what that is. First, either of them. So how are they going to be able to apply it to their concept?
If you want to kind of just intro, I'm sure almost everyone here knows you or have heard of you or what you want to do, but if you want to kind of lay it out and just introduce yourself, go for it, brother.
Go for it, he's your brother. So this retard is pissing down your back, telling you it's raining, and now he's your brother. Yep, that makes sense. You terrorist sympathizing piece of shit, you. This is where we're at, folks. This is where we're at in Flat Earth. 10 years after the fact, right here. Take a big whiff.
Yeah, thanks. So,
shut up.
Will Duffy here.
Will Duffy, the Dozy Duffer here. A moron of a reprobate retard.
I pastor a small church.
Yeah, that pastored a small church. This, ironically, this has some connections to me, indirectly. Remember I told you that this small church, I think he's speaking of, or is in association with, Denver Bible Church. The church that Bob Enyart was the pastor of. Bob Enyart held a radio show called Real Science Radio with another gentleman called Fred Williams for many, many years. And in fact, I did a treatment on Bob Enyart. Even though he's a good guy, he's a Christian, he had screwed up with Jack Horner of the Mary Schweitzer dinosaur bone fame. And Jack Horner was the chief technical officer involved in all the Jurassic Park movies. By the way, if you remember that treatment, it's on my channel. Go back and check it. His Bob Enyard's buddy Fred Williams was the website owner of Evolution Fairy Tale Forum, which I was a part of for nearly 5 years. I was part of the head Supreme Council of pummeling evotards into the incoherent oblivion for years. I mean, I was way up there, right? And remember, I told you there's one day where I asked the question, just a random question, and we'll get back to this, but I think it's important. I asked the question to a group inside Evolution Fairy Tale Forum. I said, how do you have gas pressure without a container? And I was immediately whisked away to Mr. Fred Williams, the website owner, which I had defended his website for nearly 5 years. And he started asking me questions about my question. And his final answer to me when I asked him, Fred, how do you have gas pressure without a container? Without violating the second law of thermodynamics? Even back then, this was early 2016. I had just realized that the earth was flat. Just 2 days before. His answer? Go see Danny Faulkner, Answers in Genesis. He got all the answers in his book. That's what started me down this trail. You see how it dovetails all the way back? So I got a little bit of a connection to this fucking retard, Duffy. Right? And by the way, a little bonus, maybe in a couple weeks, the folks, Fred Williams still runs Real Science Radio after Bob Enyard has passed. And guess who he had on? You guessed it. Will the Dozy Duffer Duffy. Yep. Super fluid, super mustache, super Betty not here.
So AI sent Enyart or whatever his name is. So many steps left to Kevin Bacon. Actually, it's funny that you said I've met Kevin Bacon.
That's relevant. Thanks, AI. Yeah, his name is Bob Enyart. He was the pastor at Denver Bible Church and held a radio show called Real Science Radio for years and years and years. Pummeling evolution and everything, but the moment Flat Earth came up, they got all stupefied. Like I said, just wait a couple weeks. I got a couple clips from Fred Williams. Like I said, he's still doing the Real Science Radio without Bob Enyart with a couple other idiots, right? We're going to have a listen to that. Not today. We'll get to it. Wait a second. Scrapbooking supplies. I'm in the middle of a show. Couple. There's no respect here. I don't even want to get into it. All right, let's move on.
Just outside of Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, Denver Bible Church. Yep.
And I created the final experiment.
Really?
Which is something that
Really? You created it. It's not an experiment.
Superchat.
Super fluid, super mustache, superficial.
You okay? AI sent. Okay. AI sent 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon theory confirmed.
Thank you. AI, appreciate that.
I believe will give us some finality on this.
You believe. So you accept without evidence that this train wreck is going to give some finality to what?
Debate over globe versus.
There's never been a debate with globe versus. Duffy, is debating objective topics coherent to you? So debating an objective topic, does that make sense to you? Say that to yourself 3 times. If it does, please return to Romper Room or Captain Kangaroo University. because the nature of our reality isn't subject for debate. Just like diabetic ketoacidosis or silicon is not up for debate. It's not a debating topic. You're in a category error. You clown of a retard. Subjective topics are up for debate. You know, people's favorite colors, animal rights, the weather. He's off his rock. He's a friggin' retard, folks.
This flat Earth. And interestingly,
go back.
Which is something that I believe will give us some finality on this debate over globe versus flat Earth.
We had finality in 2016 when I entered the fray. It was over then. I killed it. So I don't know. You must be doing a hard time or been freeze-dried or something. I guess you were. Your number one proof is Himawari 8. Crayon crunching clown.
And interestingly enough, I was actually telling my flat Earth friend Wendy today that I didn't come up with the final experiment.
You didn't? Who did?
In reality, I got this idea from flat earthers.
From flat earthers, really? That's interesting. So it's an idea from flat earthers, so just a stereotype fallacy. Which ones?
Flat earthers like Dave Weiss, Dean.
Oh, no. David Weiss is not a flat earther. No. Neither is this dirtbag or Hanoi Jaren. They're not flat earthers. They're true earthers, not flat earthers. David Weiss made the clear distinction on the Jesse Patterson show. Go ahead. Somebody wanted to say something?
I'm just saying, he said a moment ago he created this final experiment. Now, I don't know how you can create an experiment out of thin air, if you know what I mean. But he said now he's saying it's just an idea he got from some other people. So he didn't create it then.
Right. From not flat earthers. He said flat earthers. So David Weiss, who else?
Dean Odell.
Dean Odell. He might be a flat earther. Jaren's not a flat earther.
Eric Dubay.
I think Eric might be a flat earther.
Things you've said.
He's not a flat earther. So 3/4 of the people you just mentioned aren't flat earthers. Demonstrably.
And so just being in this debate.
Category error.
And just watching the videos and the memes and reading the articles.
Reading memes, is that how you do your research? You clown of a half-wit.
Over like a 2-year span.
2 years, a whole 2 years. Didn't he say it was 3 or 4 years before? Huh. You don't remember what you said beforehand. Shocking surprise.
I noticed there was like this common theme of like this 24-hour sun in Antarctica.
I've been out here for a little more than 8 years. Personally, myself, I have never, ever brought up 24-hour sun. Ever. I challenge you to get a quote from me. I want to hear myself say it. Replacing this one. But this is the only time I've said it. One time. I challenge you.
It was a big deal. And
yeah, it's a real big deal.
The globe side said there is one. The flat earth side said there wasn't.
The globe side said. But let's hear the globe side talk. You said they said. Clown.
And both sides seem to think that if they were wrong on the 24-hour sun.
This is just conjured bullshit, folks. He's just making it up in that diluted piece of... There's nothing in here except a caper-sized piece of horse shit. That's all it's in there. Look at it. Look at the look on his face. Tells you right away.
That they were wrong on the shape of the earth as well. So what I did is I...
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go.
I'm just saying he's enforcing his false dichotomy. All the flat earthers say this, all the ball earthers say this other thing.
And
no, that's not true.
And yeah. I'm Will Duffy. I'm Mr. Reconciler. What a
no
clown.
one asked for him at all, ever. No, Will Duffy, no one asked for you to ever be here in any way, shape, or form. Just so you know.
He's Mr. Helper.
Put together the final experiment, which is...
That's not an experiment.
...is going to pay for participants on both sides, Globers and Flat Earthers.
Who cares?
To go to Antarctica this December for a week, 5 days.
To concretize the pseudoscience, non-experiment, and the affirming the consequent formological fallacy on both sides. That's what it's going to concretize.
And just see for ourselves whether or not there's a 24-hour sun.
That's astonishing.
So that is the plan.
Amazing plan. Did you come up with that all by yourself?
Cool. So,
cool. Oh boy.
I heard they said you're a little louder than me. I think I got everything leveled out. If I'm louder now, just let me know. But yeah, I'll give my take on this real quick. Obviously, I'm sure you've heard for one that it's not technically an experiment.
Oh shit! Really? That's amazing. Well, +1 for you. Now you're at -99, idiot. So, well, it's not technically an experiment. What are you going to do?
And Flat Earth.
Got a shit-eating grin on your face. That's all you got. You'd fail 5th grade general science, glue sniffer. Nice smile.
Are really, really like specific about that word.
You think? Yeah, words have meanings. Shocking surprise.
I actually push back against the typical group that says that. But
you push back against the typical group that says that a scientific experiment must be an experiment. You push back on that typical group. What? Huh? You frigging moron of an Egypt, Witsit. That didn't make any damn sense.
But there is merit in what they're saying that we're...
So there's merit in what they're saying, but you push back on it even though there's merit. That doesn't make any sense. Does it? Is there any way that he cannot contradict himself with every breath? This is my challenge. Can anyone send me like a snippet of 30 to 45 seconds, let's make it 30 seconds to a minute, where he does not contradict himself within the same statements? I challenge you. Good luck.
Word is thrown around a lot, as well as science, and that is the primary way we've actually fallen into this problem. And even if you take flat Earth out of it for a second, we still have a problem. We have a problem of people blindly believing authorities and what I call scientism. And we're basically intimidated away from asking questions and thinking for ourselves. And we saw that with the plan.
What the hell are you on about? You medicated, dude. It looks like it. And I think you ought to start with the Adderall drip. Can you get to the point?
Pandemic, and we
go ahead.
1 second, very quickly. What he's doing here is he briefly mentioned basically you, Nathan, FED, right, without mentioning ye, or us, I should say, right? And now he's got to go on a bit of a monologue to move away from the fact that he's after admitting that there is merit to the scientific method, the very thing that he doesn't adhere to when he comes up with these ether nonsense.
Yep.
So that's what he's at now.
Yep.
I guess
It's
it's
an
okay.
embarrassment.
I guess it's
Go
okay
on.
since he granted us accolades.
We see that in almost every facet of our life, from what they want to do to our children right when they come out of the womb. It's all this.
We're on the experiment part. Try to focus, okay? Leave your meat hooks out of it. My God.
Fear of denying science. And so I agree with the fact that science is misused as is experiment. Now, you can do an experiment that's not a scientific experiment, I would.
Then it's not an experiment, you dumbass cracker. That's a law of identity violation. My God.
So obviously, that's one thing that everyone keeps saying. I know you've heard that. There's no doubt in my mind you've heard that quite a few times.
Heard what quite a few times? That
You know,
it's
he
not.
has to say that. He
that
has
it's-
to say that because of his Venn diagram generator thing that he likes to call an experiment.
Jesus.
It's not an experiment. Because a scientific experiment has a dependent variable, a naturally occurring observable phenomena. Then you have a hypothesis, a cause and effect relationship.
What about the independent variable? And where'd you learn that from? Huh? Idiot.
Test, you presume a cause.
No, you have a supposed cause. You know what presume means? Look that up. Or are you not into definition of words like your caveats? And your noun and verb train wreck of a dumpster fire. You can have a wave, but I can't hand you a wave. Waves aren't things, so waves aren't nouns. You dumbass cracker.
That you're going to test, and then you manipulate that independent variable or presumed cause in your experiments. And so, yeah, technically it's not a scientific experiment.
There you go. That's it. Game over. So it's not an experiment.
Nevertheless, it is a very interesting observation, in my opinion. And then
an interesting observation. No one's ever observed it yet. How can it be interesting? You see, there's continuity errors everywhere in this nonsense. I mean, this is like shooting hippos in a fishbowl. And that's what I'm doing here. Shooting hippos in a fishbowl. And my wolf pups are waiting for the aftermath.
You know, I heard something funny.
What's that?
I heard something funny about instead of calling it the train wreck that it's already called, call it the viewing like you do before the funeral.
the viewing, the train wreck
AI.
viewing.
Yeah, AI came up with that.
Did he? That's a good one. Yeah. All right.
To expedite this real quick, my position on it is, so what I've kind of always said is people will say, well, how do you explain the
What have I always said? My kind of position on it is what people have always, that didn't make any sense. Go back, listen to this. Listen to this incoherent, medicated drivel.
To expedite this real quick, my position on it is, so what I've kind of always...
My position on it is, so that's a sentence fragment. So I've always kind of what?
I said is people will say, well,
I've always kind of said that people will say, he's a moron. What have you got to say for your... I could stop right here. You're a babbling butthead. You're just a moron. You're just making dumb shit up. Listen to it again.
To expedite this real quick, my position on it is, so what I've kind of always said is people will say, well, how do you...
Oh my God. There you go, folks. How'd you like that? Coherent to you? If what he just said is coherent to you, then you need to report to the who and where the fuck am I institution immediately. Yeah.
No swearing.
Unbelievable. I don't even know why I should go on any further.
To expedite this real quick. My position on it is, so what I've kind of always said is people will say, well, how do you explain the 24-hour sun in Antarctica? And I will say there isn't one. You know, like the evidence suggests that there isn't one. There should be way more videos of it. And when Flat Earth first started, there was not even a video of it anywhere.
It's an argument from ignorance fallacy. I'm sorry. It's an argument from silence fallacy. He's unaware of it. Unbelievable.
You couldn't find it anywhere. And then a video pops up and everyone shares it, and turns out that it was faked. They looped it. So
that video, I don't even know why I'm chasing this, but that video came out before you were in this community there, Sunshine. By the way.
So that's what I've always said.
That's what you've always said. What did you just say? A big old fat nothing burger.
A bunch of sentence fragments.
Yeah, a bunch of sentence fragments and an argument from silence fallacy. Ladies and gentlemen, Witsit is a retard. Right here. I can stop right here. We don't have to do the month of October. We're just in the beginning of this, and he's a demonstrated retard. Contradictory retard. That's it. But we'll continue. Where's the fun in that?
I've also been very honest that if there was a 24-hour sun in Antarctica that did a full 360 around you, that would definitely, it would be very perplexing.
You would be perplexed about the affirming the consequent form of logical fallacy? My God, son. Did Will Duffy Jedi mind trick you into thinking that this was somewhat legitimate? Of course he could, because you were never a flat earther to begin with, right? You and Hanoi Jaron and David Weiss, right? So it's easy to sway you. Every wind of doctrine, eh? Clown show. Maybe he needs more subscribers, flat earthers.
Don't expect it.
Make sure and donate.
Based on the preponderance of evidence, it doesn't.
Preponderance of evidence. Where have we heard that before? Anyone?
Bob, no doubt.
It seemed like that would be the case. So it would definitely make me step back and reconsider things.
What are you reconsidering? What are the things that you're reconsidering? Nothing, just ambiguous bullshit?
Specifically, what I've always said would prove it.
Specifically, what you always said would prove what?
Is actually north to south circumnavigation.
North to south circumnavigation would prove a ball tart. I told you he's not a flat earther, folks. He doesn't know the earth is flat. How long's he been out here? 5 years? 6 years? He just admitted it to you. Hello, McFlies. Your flat earth representative isn't a flat earther. He just said it to you. Right? Don't you get it? Let's see if anyone got that. Let's see. I'm going to go out there and see if anyone out there's got that. Did anyone get that yet? Or did I have to tell you that for you to realize it? Huh?
Loud and clear.
Y'all sleep at the wheel. I could do this in a coma. Unbelievable. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm just saying loud and clear. He doesn't actually know that the earth is flat. He doesn't know it. He's not a flat earther.
Yep.
He doesn't care if it's he'd be happier if it's a geocentric globe and he can push his claimed ether physics.
Yep.
That's what he's interested in. He's not interested in whether there's measurement of a flat plane.
Yep. There you go. Let me put it back over here. I guess I got people in the audience I have to keep going, but what's the point? Yeah. See him, his medicated dumbass contradict himself over and over and over again and just expose himself. Meanwhile, he thinks he's some type of intellectual. He's Jedi mind trick people thinking in these smart. He's the dumbest dumbass cracker, one of the dumbest dumbass crackers I've ever run into. And I've been around a lot of dumbasses. Let me tell you.
So like that's actually been my claim so much. So
what's your claim?
I put it in like a rap song back in the day. That was
yeah. He thinks he he put it in a rap. He thinks he's a rapper. he's a true alpha rapper. That's what he is. That's what we got. This is the State of the Union from our flat Earth representative right here, folks. Take a big whiff. All he's done, him, Hanoi Jaron, and David Weiss, is adulterate the flat Earth with their Tootsie Roll dicks. And you support them. You support these idiots. Yep, that's where we're at. Unbelievable.
That was like the thing I used to always say, because it was.
You used to always say. You don't always say it anymore?
But, right, obviously, if you go south and you pop back up on the other side of the ball, that can only happen on a globe. And obviously, east to west happens every day, thousands of times throughout history. And north to south hasn't happened. And again, the claims of it are fraudulent. So there's all that. But I will say, so just to, well, obviously, the elephant in the room here is like, awesome, what are you going to say if you see it? What are you going to think? I would say, wow.
No, the elephant in the room here is you're a moron. A terrorist sympathizer letting an abject retard pissed on your back and tell you it's raining. That's the elephant in this room. Baltard.
Wow, I didn't expect to see that. That matches the globe prediction.
It matches the only matches thing in here is my ass and your face. That's the only thing matching. There are no globe predictions. You don't know what predictions are. In this genre, predictions are hypotheses, but you don't know that because you're a dumbass. And the globe doesn't do shit. It's an inanimate object at best.
Certainly, if you did exactly what the globe says.
What does the globe say? On your next show, we want to hear what the globe says. And we want to see it speaking. Yeah. He's medicated, folks. Look at him.
And I would have to step back and reassess everything.
Reassess everything? Like what? That you're not a flat earther to begin with? Idiot.
I don't. Apparently, people are frustrated with Jaron.
Yeah, because he's a terrorist sympathizer. He's Hanoi Jaron. He's never been a flat earther. I wanted to expose him in 2017, and people told me not to do it. Yep, my gut told me to expose him right there. I had him on a show. Me and Cathexis. Yep, had people on the show and in the background saying, don't do it. Because I told them what I was going to do. Nope. I didn't follow. I listened to idiots when I should have just exposed his dumbass right there. Wonder what happened if I would have done that live. Would have been interesting, wouldn't it?
I don't know what he has or hasn't said, but I will definitely say right now, I wouldn't just immediately pretend the Earth's a globe. That wouldn't happen.
Huh? You are a globetard. What do you mean immediately pretend it's so? What?
And that's because of the preponderance of evidence again.
Here we go with the preponderance of evidence again. What evidence? Evidence of what?
Against it. But it definitely would be very interesting and unexpected, and it would make me step back.
Yeah, we already heard you say it make you step back. Wow.
And reconsider things.
Yep, reconsider things again. We already heard this. You already said that once. What thingies?
So there's kind of my take on that.
That was a very coherent take. Thank you for that. Fucking clown.
in I guess what people really want me to ask you, bro.
What people really want me to ask you, bro?
Chat. We have
Super
no
fluid,
more.
super mustache, superficial, super fragilus.
Benjamin Smith sent a sticker, a #1 sticker.
Well, thank you.
Is, do you understand that line of reasoning as a flat earther? There may be split camps, but there are many people that are going to say, okay, if Austin goes to Antarctica and thinks he sees a 24-hour sun, or gives
he sees a 24-hour sun, what?
me a video, that doesn't make like line of sight microwave transmissions disappear.
Line of sight microwave transmissions. That's it. That's all you got. Unbelievable.
It doesn't make all this other evidence that
all this other evidence. What other evidence? All you said was microwave transmissions. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, he's trying to jump on 2 or 3 things here. Number one, he's trying to defend his buddy Jaron, because Jaron is getting it exactly as he deserves it. Actually, not as he deserves it. He deserves it way worse than he's getting it. But number two, he's now jumping on the fact that something I brought up in a video only a while back, when I responded to this, was for the past 10 years, we've annihilated them. Outright annihilated them. And this is their hand wave of that 10 years. They're trying to use this as some kind of globe proof, right? If they do see a 24-hour Antarctic sun. It's like, if there was any proof for your globe, you wouldn't need to be going to Antarctica to come up with this nonsense.
Exactly.
In the first place.
You're all over this. You're all over this, but I got a personal question. Have you just gotten back from the Irish Potato Run Marathon?
I'm training as I'm doing it. I'm trying to do 4 things at the same time of day.
The Potato Tree Marathon. I just got back. I'm trying to catch my breath. All right. Yeah, everything you said is right on point, Brian. Exactly.
that they think falsifies the radius go away. And
what did he just say? Let's go back. Sorry, folks, I missed that one.
That doesn't make like line of sight microwave transmissions disappear. It doesn't make all this other evidence that they think falsifies the radius go away.
That who thinks falsifies what radius? What the hell are you talking about? What?
And they're gonna say, well, it would show. Okay, here I'm actually gonna wrap it up here, and you can talk however long you want, bro. But
you could talk however long you want, bro, because we don't train to standard here. We train to time, and you could take as much time as you want. Clown.
Basically, this is the part of it that's different.
This is the part of what that's different.
Your side.
Oh, there's his meat hooks again. Oh, tell you what.
I had to unmute to giggle.
Go ahead, Fotsy. What?
I had to unmute to giggle.
Those meat hooks, I'll tell you what. If I had a Louisville Slugger, boy.
This is the part of it that's different. Your side. Let's just say the mainstream side, the globe.
Mainstream? What mainstream?
Model side.
The globe model side. Which side might that be? I'll tell you what. Why don't you start off by showing everyone the globe model? And then we'll see if there's a globe model side after that. How about that? Unbelievable.
It's a very specific claim. It doesn't have...
What's the very specific claim?
Options. Like if the sun sets, the model's wrong.
What model? You would have to show the model first for it then to be wrong. You follow that logical sequence of events. Clown. Wow.
Like there are no options there. When it comes to flat Earth, we're like, we don't know we don't know.
When it comes to flat Earth, you have an argument from ignorance fallacy. We don't know. Yes, we do know. Yeah, we know that the Earth is measured flat. It's observed flat. It's navigated flat. And it's aviated as a flat horizontal plane. So we do know. You don't know.
Know what's going on in the sky.
We don't know what's going on in the sky. Boy, that has relevancy to whether the Earth's a flat or a globetard. That's what I do. Go ahead.
Sorry. Can you just say that this whole thing that's going on here is a conversation about them going to a place that they actually don't know. Like, I don't know what Antarctica is. I only know what I'm told it is, right? Going to this innocuous place to possibly see an observation that has not been able to be shown for the past 10 years, or at any time before it. And that is supposed to prove something that we can find no proof for. We only have absolute proof against it. You know what I mean? And that's what we're supposed to take this serious. Isn't it funny? Well, I have to say another massive elephant in the room is that Will Duffy has yet to come on to FED. He won't come on there. He won't address my what I'm putting forth as the pitch data solution to his problems. He won't address that at all. He'll have nothing to do with it. He'll leave trolls try and come in and address it. He won't come near it. He even in an email told me that I must concede to certain things before he'll even watch a video concerning it. So that's a pretty big elephant in the room. Like, why should we take Will Duffy in any way remotely serious at all? Why is he being given any airtime?
Yep.
And most of us have kind of been humbled by the sky and the earth and what the creator made. We're like, I mean, it's like insane. It's hard to grasp. We don't know.
What the hell is he even talking about? Just general, ambiguous horseshit.
What's going on. So we have like a wide spectrum of things. We
Don't you know what's going on? You're the sky grifter. Remember? So you do know what's going on. Your ephers are out there, aren't they? You've told us that a number of times. What do you mean you don't know? Another contradiction.
We could literally just go to the drawing board and try to figure it out. Whereas
go to the drawing board and try to figure it out. What is this? Argument by cliche?
The other side can't do that. And so
what's the other side? Other side of what?
There is a fundamental difference there that I think is being overlooked by people on your side. Right. And I think there's people on quote unquote my side that
there he goes with his meat hooks again. Quote unquote my side. What does that mean? You mean the Baltard side? The geocentric ether side? Is that what side you're talking about?
That are also being somewhat intellectually dishonest about this conversation as well.
Intellectually dishonest. You don't know what intellectual means. I'd be shocked if you knew the definition of dishonesty. I would be shocked.
Well, but I do think it's somewhere in the middle there.
This is one big nothing burger, ladies and gentlemen. Can you even follow this? It's a nothing burger of nonsense. Did you understand that, Will?
So just to lay all that out there, that is how I see it.
That's how I see it with my open-toed sandals and really bad breath. Clown. You got all that, Will.
Okay, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna try to respond.
No,
yeah, try to respond to that incoherent, ambiguous nonsense, drug-filled, lewd-filled barrage of drivel.
You just said.
Yeah.
Okay, I tried to remember them all in my mind. So the first thing I'll respond to, and I know you're not saying this, but if people out there don't like the word experiment.
No, it's not like that we don't like the word experiment. It's superfluid super experiment.
I sent thesis, antithesis, and synthesis.
I've heard that before. That's the Hegelian dialectic.
Hegelian. Yep.
Thanks for interrupting. Hey, I appreciate Superchat. Thank you.
Okay, I tried to remember them all in my mind. So the first thing I'll respond to, and I know you're not saying this, but if people out there don't like the word experiment,
Now, like I said, it's not that we don't like the word experiment. We know what the word experiment means, and you don't, obviously. Clown.
In the final experiment, I have a new thing I'm telling people, which is this. Just change it to the final expedition.
Well, just if it's not an experiment, we'll just change the word. What an ass clown you are. The final expedition. Yeah, it's the final expedition into the maelstrom of super fluid, super maelstrom.
Vlad on 0 degrees. He said Duffy is grinning while Witsit talks his nonsense equals teamwork. Never heard someone talk so much and say so little. Thanks, QE, and cheers to all.
Yeah,
You too, Vlad.
you got it, Vlad. Yeah, you're all over it. That's exactly what's been happening here. That he did say a lot of things. He's contradicted himself a number of times. He did do that. So now we're on to the final expedition, right into the maelstrom of his expedition in place of experiment. What a dozy duffer.
And then you can be happy.
We can all be happy with your dumbassery. Well, it looks like Witsit's happy. All you'd have to do to him is show him a piece of colored tape. Keep him busy for hours. Clown.
So that's my response to that.
Oh, what an amazing response.
The second thing you said had to.
Why don't we just change it to the final amoeba? The final ecstasy. Let's keep it with the E. The final Egypt.
to do with
the final hand
south.
wave.
No, you got to use the E.
Circumnavigation. Can you just tell me, for my own curiosity, what that would look like in your mind to actually prove that we live on a globe?
Proved what? You don't know what circumnavigation is? Yep, you're retarded. Sorry, I was been heckled by my cat.
The fruitless endeavor.
Yeah, so obviously east to west, you start in one place, you just go in a giant circle, come back to where you started. You just do the same thing north to south. And as far
that's amazing. Have you figured it out yet, Will? I know. Why don't you call your fleet of slobber nurses and ask them to explain it to you? My God, are you a moron?
The flat earth entrapment.
Say again?
The flat earth entrapment. That's what it really is.
The flat... the final entrapment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's going to stick. Flatsy. That one's going to stick. Push that.
Okay.
And on a flat earth, if you go south, you can't just keep going and come back to where you started. On a globe, you should be able to theoretically just keep going just like you
Not theoretically. You don't know what theoretically means.
do east-west. Logistically, it would be
Oh, that's another big word. Logistically, what?
tricky, right? You're going to have to know exactly where you are. You're going to have to verify where you are and verify accuracy of cardinal direction. But anyway, if you continued south, you'd pop back up going north on the other side of the ball.
Continued south. How would you know you're going south? Wouldn't that be a good question?
Which would be exclusive to a globe, as far as I can tell.
Okay, so
So the compass would flip. Yes? The compass would flip, right? If you kept on going south and then come up north, the compass would flip.
Yeah, it'd have to.
It would have to, wouldn't it?
Yeah, once you get past the South Pole point, it would have to then flip.
Yep.
Obviously, east to west, they have to stop and land, right?
I'd like to see a compass work on a globetard. Anyone held a compass before? How the hell would a compass work on a globe-tard? It'd be buried in the bevel ring. Oh my God. It's sort of that simple, folks. Right? It's those little things.
So are you allowing for that on the north-south?
Sure.
Are you allowing for that? What? Huh?
Yeah, like
sure, yeah. What does that even mean?
if you went to Antarctica and landed and fueled up or whatever, right? Yeah, like I said, logistically it is tricky. Like I'll be the first one to say.
Logistically it would be tricky. How so? What the hell are they even talking about?
Say it because flat earthers are not just going to blindly believe anything. So
flat earthers are blindly believe anything. What do you speak for flat earthers? Oh, that's right. You're the self-appointed flat earth representative. What a clown. You're an ass clown.
You have to verify.
What's so funny?
Verify where you are, and that's really difficult to verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the.
What? Ladies and gentlemen, did you just see what he did with his hand when he said it was a straight line? Watch this, folks. Here's Witsit. Witsit thinks a straight line is a curve. Watch his arm. Watch his hand. Watch this.
Really difficult to verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across.
Theoretical straight line curving down. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you to fuckwit of the century, the geometric illiterate, Shitsit bag. Want to see it again?
Really difficult to verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across.
There it is. Let's do it again.
It's really difficult to verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across. That's really difficult to verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the heart. Difficult to verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the heart. Difficult.
I can't
verify
stop.
that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line. That's really difficult to verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the.
What do you want me to do here? I mean, I can't destroy this knuckle dragger any more than he's done it himself. I don't know, folks. What else you want?
I mean, you're not going to get anything coming from these goons.
Oh boy, let's do it again.
Heart. To verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the heart. Cult. To verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the heart of Antarctica. To verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the heart. Cult. To verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the heart of Antarctica. To verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical.
I can't stop doing it. God. I can't get past it, folks. Let's take a break.
That is pretty funny. It's an arc, buddy, not a straight line.
Now, it's a theoretical straight line.
That is so
Didn't you get that? Maybe some other people that were confused by that. Let's go ahead and play that a couple more times so they get it.
Theoretical straight line across the heart of Antarctica. Verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the heart. Difficult to verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the heart. Difficult to verify that you're for sure doing this theoretical straight line across the heart of Antarctica. But again,
do you get it now? I guess that's a tacit acceptance.
It's the thing that we're lied to so much about it.
What, theoretical straight lines that form arcs?
That I again don't think it had. Like someone was given a circumnavigation record for not actually doing it. So it's like, why? Why would you give him the record? The world
Did he do a theoretical straight line?
Record for it. So to me, anyway, that I just think I don't know if you agree, but to me, that's a much more definitive proof because that is a that's physically traversing in such a way that is geometrically impossible on a flat Earth. Yeah, I can think of no way, right? Unless you somehow got turned around and didn't know it, and I don't know.
Yeah, and in what you're saying, do you have to go around the entire globe, or could it just be like South America across?
When the compass flips. We want to see the compass flip. And of course, we're going to need a little bit more than that because you're a lying dirtbags. So we're going to need GPS coordinates. Yeah, ground positioning system coordinates. Yes, on a Cartesian grid. Cartesian grid, globetards. That's a flat plane, you idiots.
Across Antarctica to Australia.
Yeah, you wouldn't even need to go across the whole globe. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess, people would argue about that because they're going to be like, well, what if we don't really know about the layout of the continents and that they're accurate or whatever? I'm not going to lie. That would be a logistical nightmare. You would have to really iron
So we got logistical nightmare 3 times.
everything out. But yes, obviously the most ideal situation is that you literally just keep going one direction and come back to where you started. And even if you have to stop on the way, we circumnavigate.
Even if you have to stop on the way, what does stopping on the way have to do with anything?
All the time.
Well, what do you mean? No bathroom breaks?
Okay, cool. All right. Then the third point you brought up is just about, does this, automatically mean that we live on a globe or not? Here's what
Does what automatically mean that we live on a globe or not, Duffy?
I'd like to ask you on this, and I feel comfortable with this, and I think Jaren would agree with this as well.
Jaren, who gives a shit what Jaren thinks? He's a moron, just like him. Who gives a shit what Jaren thinks? He once told us that rocks cause waterfalls. So I could care less what he thinks. Okay? Clown. Why is Jaren even in this discussion? Random much.
Well, would you agree that if we do see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, that would at least falsify the AE map?
Would at least
falsify the globe projection? Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah, the falsify the globe projection. That's what he's unaware of it. That's how stupid he is. That was debunked years ago. Years and years and years ago. Brian technically debunked it within the past 8 months with longitudinal lines through your fairy tale Australia and the time zones. We killed it. So this is carnival tent stuff. What's he gonna say?
A 24-hour sun that does a full 360 around you. Yeah, like.
Yeah. So it debunks a globe projection. You can't make this shit up. Go ahead.
I was just about to say the same thing. You just can't make this up. Like, how could they be so off the reservation right now?
Well, they're the intellectuals of our age.
Scary, dude.
This is like listening to Beavis and Butthead. All right, I'm starting to get hungry. So, Flatsy, you're going to have to entertain people for about a minute and a half till I get back, all right? You take charge.
Oh, brother.
Get Booger over here. Have him sing a song.
Oh yeah. Hey, sorry about that. Forgetting to ask him to play that clip earlier. Maybe he will when he comes back, whenever we're done with this. I'm not super good at filling the space. Sorry, guys.
You're doing fine. You're doing a great job.
That's because you're too skinny.
I'm not gas.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's keep this show going. I haven't gone. I had to make a stop first. I got to go get some cantaloupe. Let's go. Let's pick it up. Keep them entertained till I get back.
Oh, okay. So AI, you got any thing to throw around with the TFE? I guess Brian won. I thought mine was the best.
Oh, you mean the acronym?
Yeah, I said the fruitless endeavor, but Brian said the final entrapment, and he wins, I guess. Thus saith QE.
Well, I mean, Duffy already told on himself in his own channel, in his own video. What did he say? He said, quote unquote, remember, this is just a title, right? So you can title something anything you want. Like you could title a movie, how I invented reality. That doesn't mean your title makes anything real. It's a fictional title, right? So
Plus, it's a
what Duffy told on himself,
experiment.
yes, it's a social experiment. So whether they ever actually go to Antarctica is irrelevant. What's happening now with the discussion and the repercussions and the social impact among the flat earthers and the globe earthers is actually what it's about. Because anybody worth their salt knows that if you go and you see the sun, right, you're either going to see it or you're not going to see it. But you have to construct that through the interpretation of a model to create a fallacious argument, right, in order to come to a definitive conclusion.
Yeah, but their conclusions are already baked into the premise. So that's the
Premise.
problem.
What is the foundational premise that seeing the sun informs you anything about the shape of the earth? The foundational premise is that the sky and the earth are synergized, right?
Right, exactly, yes.
Now, it's actually worse than that. So for a glober, for example, they will tell flat earthers, quote unquote, hey, if you see the 24-hour sun, how are you going to answer that? That debunks your model, quote unquote. So turnabout is fair play. What if the flat earther says to the glober, hey, what if you don't see the 24-hour sun? Then what? Will that falsify anything in your model? I asked somebody the other day, if you don't see the 24-hour sun, then what? He said, okay, then the earth is flat. And I asked him why. Like, you have two propositions. You have your interpretation of the earth, and then you have your interpretation of the cosmos. So if something doesn't happen in the cosmos that's ideal with your interpretation, why would you choose to abandon the shape of the earth and keep the cosmos, right? And his answer was, after me parsing out that there's many other evidence that this same character put forward in the past, or at least claimed was evidence, about the physical structure of the ground, why would he throw that away? Well, his answer was, you ready for this? Because the sky must inform what the earth is. Right? Think about it.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
I told him,
No,
what about...
No, you said right. I said, no, he's retarded. No, the base foundational premise flows from each other's model.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to need to see those models, right? Yes? I mean, there's many other things wrong with it, but when you drill down to it, it's based on each other's models. So let's see the models. Don't we have to look at the models to evaluate the models and whether it follows what the models say? Am I off the reservation here?
No.
No. Now, there's many other things wrong with it besides being a non-experiment pseudoscience and affirming the consequent formal logical fallacies. But when it gets right down to it, I mean, many things you said are correct. I'm not saying anything about that. But what I'm saying is, if you drill down to the basics, the root of whether this is an issue or not, it's really not. It's based on models that we haven't seen. That's what. So show us the model first. Let's see it on both sides. Go ahead, Fletchy.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that models are demonstrable pseudoscience anyways, because you create a model when you have a limitation on your hypothesis.
No, that's an old definition of that, Flatsy. You friggin' scared that up from me back in the day, didn't you?
I did. But it makes a lot of sense. When I read through it, I'm like, yeah, you would need that unless you could test the hypothesis with an experiment that the model's based off of. If it's only just a hypothetical model, that means that you have a limitation on your hypothesis, and you draw a conclusion from that.
Yeah, that part's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part's true, but
Yeah,
they don't even know what a model is. Yeah. So we have
Fair, but
Go ahead.
I took it from this guy that he has a hierarchy of what he accepts as his first truth proposition, what he's willing to abandon underneath that. So he was willing to say that the demonstrable measured shape of the earth is less true than my interpretation of the earth based on the sky.
Yes. Yes. In other words, he's saying that whenever me and my wife go out to dinner or after dinner, we head to the museum, that I walk through the door and I say, wait, honey, because she's had a skiing accident in her past. She got a bum knee, right? I say, wait, honey, I can't let you walk in here. Let me review what the ceiling looks like first so we know if there's any curves or slants that we have to be concerned with while walking through here. That's it. Yes. Makes sense, AI?
Pretty much.
Yeah, thanks.
This worldview just it entails you having to forget about the things that you actually experience in life that we all experience.
Well, I'll tell you one thing nobody's ever experienced is a vantage point from the stars back at the earth to tell you the relationship of them.
That's for damn sure.
So we got a bunch of people basically preaching interpretations of sky phenomenon. And in the past, flat earthers would say, okay, the sky and the ground are separate. They're not contingently or causally linked in any way. But because of this, quote unquote, the final entrapment, right? Which is fair.
He's got it. Yep.
Is they're being gaslit into it like a false dichotomy where they're actually starting to concede that the sky and the earth are necessarily synergized in some way. Now check this out. Saying that the sky and the earth are synergized doesn't mean the earth is flat. It doesn't mean the earth is a globe. It just means that you accept that you must have a worldview that adopts both of them in a synergy. So now the fallout of this quote unquote event that's going to occur, whatever it is, that event could be they go, that event could be they don't go. People are already making decisions about this before it even occurs. Some using sound logic, some using erroneous logic, but a lot of people are going to be left in the fallout with this idea that the sky and the earth must be synergized. And guess who's going to step in?
Coherency?
People that have, but people that have new ideas about how to synergize the sky and the earth. And guess what? A lot of people are going to fall for it.
I'll tell you what, if you say quote unquote one more time, I'm going to take a contract out on you.
All right, meat hook, unmeat hook.
Meat hook, unmeat hook. Yeah, nice, touche, nicely done. All right, here we go. Is Brian still here? Or is he running the marathon again?
He's probably still listening in, but he's not here anymore.
Save the potato tree marathon.
Unless someone, like, to my current knowledge, absolutely. Like I'll say, I mean, can someone come do some demonstration? And I'm like, wow, I never thought of that. Some people are claiming there's a guy that flat earth philosophy. I haven't seen it to any convincing extent. I don't really know exactly what he says, but yeah, for the most part, I don't know any mechanism, other than something I haven't heard really people really talk about. And contrary to what McToon says, the Bible actually is a science book.
Huh? What? What?
Did he?
What? Wait. What does this have to? That was such a stupid statement. What does that have to do with this discussion? Why is the Bible a science book now, according to Witsit? And McBooger Eater have to do with what? Can somebody explain this to me?
No, I don't know, dude. That was just.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'll explain it to you.
Really?
Yeah. The creation and the creator are the same thing. There you go.
Creation. What does that have to do in the context of this discussion? Bringing up the non sequitur point that McToon says the Bible's not a science book, but Witsit says the Bible is a science book. What? Number one,
because he wants to use the Bible to pseudoscientifically assert alleged scientific claims by resting on the authority of the Bible and the predisposition of people to esteem the Bible as a final authority, so he can use it to dupe people into believing his propositions. There you go.
But what does it have to do with this discussion? What they were speaking to between each other? Why did that all of a sudden randomly just pop up? And Witsit,
because he's attempting to. Oh, go ahead.
So what did Witsit say that he disagreed? We might as well follow this incoherent red herring fallacy. That Witsit disagreed. He thinks the Bible is a science book. Let's do it. Let's pull it, Jay. Let's get the thoughts up just to make sure we're accurate here.
Other than something I haven't heard really people really talk about, and contrary to what McToon says, the Bible actually is a science book.
That's what he said. So the Bible's a science book. I want you to put on your next show, you moron of a dunce. I want you to post a single. I'm not done yet. I want you to post a single scientific hypothesis from Scripture. I want to see that. Go ahead, AI.
Transdimensional portals for the sun. There's your answer.
That's not a hypothesis.
No, I'm just saying that's what he wants to talk about.
Oh. Yeah, but he didn't support his claim there. Let's see if he does support it. Let's continue.
And it says that there's multiple layers. And so
it says, so the Bible says that there's multiple layers of what? And how is that science? What? Multiple layers? Let's go down this idiot rabbit hole.
There may be some way in that situation where there are multiple layers and the sun's within it.
Multiple layers and the sun's within it. Multiple layers of what? Do you think there's layers in the sky? What? Layers of what?
But long story short, as it stands right now, I would say, yeah, that doesn't work on the AE or Gleason.
What the hell does this have to do with the AE or Gleason? What? Huh? This convoluted, nonsensical drivel. Is there anyone out in chat that can explain what just happened? Let's go to chat.
Yeah, I can do it.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Oh, I can.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
First, I admit I was wrong. He didn't go the transdimensional portal route. Instead, he went this idea that there's 7 heavens, and each heaven is made of a different material, and the sun actually somehow travels in a different manner through each layer and ends up at the other side. And there's actually attempted tests of this on small scale, which is what we were trying to critique in the past from Dave Weiss's channel.
I think you're reading in between the lines here. I didn't hear any of that come out of his mouth. You're assigning
That's the conversation.
You're assigning that to him. He never said anything like that.
Yeah, he did. He said it when he was talking to Jaron.
Oh no, I'm talking about this discussion, not other discussions.
Oh, okay.
Well, because we're in this discussion. Do I have to look at other discussions that I may not be privy to understand the context of this discussion? Right? You follow? What he just said in this context made no sense. None. So I'm not getting it. Anyone in chat?
Well, see, part of it is like he knows certain people that watch his show are privy to it, and he's like appealing to it without actually explaining it to Duffy.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah, so Duffy's like right now scratching his head. He's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
You gonna give him that much credit? Let's see what Duffy says. Let's see.
Map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that it?
Because what I've been trying to help people understand.
Trying to help people? You couldn't teach the bionic woman hearing if you chained to her back of a dump truck and drug her through a nitroglycerin plant. You're a moron, Duffy. God.
Because I think people are missing this, is that in both models.
Okay, both models. We're going to have to see them. Now we're back on track. Both models. Show them. Where are they? Is it these two right here? Or these models? Clown.
Globe and flat Earth.
Don't exist. Never did. To rebut me successfully, you're going to have to show both models. Good luck with that.
If people used a compass and they just followed their compass.
I would like to see somebody use a compass on a globetard. I'd like to see that. We're back to this topic. I'm glad you came here, Duffy, you doofus.
North, they would end up in the same place. This is, again, I'm of course you'd be in the ocean and all that, but my point is that.
Of course, you'd be in the ocean. What, you're walking through the ocean? Is that what you're saying? Idiot.
Theoretically.
Well, what's that? Somebody want to say something?
That was me. I forgot all about the show. I'm late, but that was funny.
Your mic sounds good. Give it another 15 seconds. It won't.
That's even funnier.
Where's Adam?
He's over there.
You know what's happening? QE, everybody's getting sloppy. Remember when Tony Montana says, we're getting sloppy? That's what's happening with Flat Earth debate. We're getting sloppy.
Not Flat Earth debate. It's what happened to them because they're adulterating Flat Earth. These get Witsit. I already said it. I've been saying it for years. Boy Zero Sky Grifter, the Globe Dumpsters crew as a whole, they're adulterating Flat Earth with their Tootsie Roll dicks. That's what's been happening. It's been going on for years. That's what we got here. They're not getting sloppy. They know exactly what they're doing.
Fucked up.
If we used a compass and it pointed north and people started in different places on the world, they'd end up in the same spot. So I think there's agreement on that from both sides. Yeah.
I don't know if I followed you. Like, you said north.
Yeah, see, if people got, let's say somebody's got a compass in California, and somebody's got a compass in Europe, and somebody's got a compass in Trinidad, if they're all pointing to magnetic north, they'll roughly end up in the same spot. Roughly. It's not too difficult to understand.
Yeah, north. So if somebody's in Norway.
Holy shit, he has to explain it to Witsit. A retard has to explain a well-done topic to you. Unbelievable. How's the Leuds?
And someone's in Canada, and maybe Russia.
He's even struggling with
it. And they all just had a compass and they all followed it north and they had no issues getting there. They'd all end up in the same spot.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You finally get it? Next block of instruction, how to sit down. Then point at a friggin' horse. Clown. Shits it.
Yeah, seemingly, obviously, we have like magnetic declination.
Magnetic declination, they're not following a map, they're just using their compasses. Well, what? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Magnetic declination is when you're using maps to navigate. So you have to interconvert, right? Magnetic to grid azimuth, and from grid azimuth back to magnetic azimuth. General to major and major to general. You add or subtract accordingly. But you know what you are? You're a fucking putz, is what you are. Shocking.
And stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And then, okay, so we agree on that. So then my point is this. Now is where the two models.
What two models? Where are these models at? What's going to happen with these two models?
Part ways.
They part ways. Well, in order for us to see and for you to show that they part ways, you have to show the models. You follow that dumbass cracker. So show. Support what you say or you're a village idiot. You're going to have to show it now. You said models enough. Let's see them part ways. Yeah? Any objection to that? Does that follow logically for everyone? Or do I have to break it down a little farther for you? Further, sorry.
If they then take those compasses.
Oh, if they then take those compasses, what? You haven't shown the models yet. Idiot.
And they go the exact opposite of north on the compass. So
that would be south?
South. On the globe, they
on a globe
would end up eventually. That's a long distance, but
it's a long distance. How long is it?
Eventually, they'd end up in the same spot again.
Show.
But on a flat Earth, they're going to end up further away from each other.
Show. We're going to have to see these models first.
Yeah.
Right.
This is an idealized situation though, because when you go south, if you like, for example, if you actually did that right now in real life, if you went south using a compass, like you're definitely not gonna end up in the same place. Like you're not gonna end up where the globe says. If you like
where the globe says. What does the globe say? I'd like to hear something that the globe says. Wouldn't you? I would.
This idealized idea that everyone just goes south.
An idealized idea. Nice.
South from the equator, you're not going to end up all at the same place like the globe.
Where'd you get the equator from? Witsit? Why are you agreeing, Duffy? Where'd the equator come from? Clowns.
Globe predicts. It's not even close, right? I mean, people died like.
Well, let's see. People die. Well, let's see. Let's see this hypothetical from from the globe models.
People died doing that.
Jesus.
My big point is that on the flat Earth model,
that's flat Earth model. We want to see that too. I haven't seen it. I've been out here 8 years. Can you show it? You see, everything is based on these idiot models proposed by these morons. They just don't understand that the models that they're speaking of don't exist.
going south, you get further away from each other.
Sure,
and
yeah,
so,
absolutely.
And so if we have people, so I haven't found these people yet, but
So if we have people, so he hasn't found these people yet? That's coherent.
if we have people, we're going to go to Antarctica from South America. So we're going to go to the very tip of South America and then fly to Antarctica.
That's amazing.
If you've got somebody going from Australia or New Zealand straight south from Australia or New
What are they using to go straight south?
Zealand to Antarctica, and then somebody from South Africa straight south to Antarctica.
Again, what are they using to go straight
Those three
south?
people are going to be as far away as possible on the flat Earth.
On a flat Earth, show the flat Earth model. Because that's what all this is based on, right?
And then if all three of those people all have the same sun doing a 360 around,
If all those people have the same sun doing a 360 around what?
on them, that's going to be difficult to reconcile with the AE.
That's going to be difficult to reconcile with what? Whoa, wait a second. Let's go back. That's going to be difficult to reconcile with what?
And then if all three of those people all have the same sun doing a 360 around them, that's going to be difficult to reconcile with the AE map. I think it.
The AE map. That's going to be difficult to reconcile with the globe projection. He did it again, Flatsy. What a clown. You're an ass clown.
He honestly thinks that he's making a good point right now. That's scary.
Yep. It's called Dunning-Kruger. He's an ignoramus of epic proportions. But wait till December, flurfs. Idiots.
Possible.
You're talking about just southern continents?
I'm talking about three people all in Antarctica at the same time, but in different places.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's
So anyway, I'm content. Like, I think it's okay if there's flat earthers that are like, hey, if there's a 24-hour sun, I believe we live on a globe. I think that's fine because it's evidence-based.
Evidence-based. Evidence for what? To concretize and affirming the consequent formological fallacy? Or is it evidence-based for the models that don't exist?
It's evidence of a globe projection being falsified by a globe.
Yep, that's what he's just.
projection.
Yeah, that's what he's got. Exactly, Flatsy, you got it.
But I also think it's fine if there's flat earthers that are like, hey, I saw a 24-hour sun. There's a 24-hour sun. Therefore, the AE map is wrong.
He keeps doing it.
Let's go back to the drawing board and see what we can do.
Let's go back to the drawing board of a globe projection, flat earthers.
I'm
What an imbecile. Oh, my God. Ooh, boy.
I'm fine with either.
Yeah, see,
I'm sure you would be.
I would undoubtedly be in the second camp.
The second camp? What was the first camp?
If anything, like it, I already am not like married to the AE. You know, like I.
Oh, really? You're not already married to the globe projection? Oh boy, this keeps getting better and better.
I think there are discrepancies. Even satellite data shows that there needs to be
Satellite data with the AE projection or the globe projection, really? Where's this satellite data? Where are these satellites at, by the way, Globetard? Witsit.
Be meridian corrections in the south.
Meridian corrections in the south. Huh.
So,
does the GPS identify the meridians? Shit's it. That would follow from your statement, right? Goodness, you're a glue sniffer.
No, I think there's disproportionate continents in the south and all of that. So
sure. But do you think there are? That's amazing. I'm glad you think that. You also think wind is just a verb.
That's no problem. I mean, I think it's refreshing for me to hear you say that because I don't.
It's very refreshing for Witsit to hear a retard regurgitate his nonsense. Refreshing for him.
Where's the refreshing part? Because I'm not refreshed at all. I want to simplify this even further. I want to simplify this to the they're using a globe to falsify a globe, guys. This is stupid.
Yep.
I don't know if everyone else knew that or they did or didn't, but
knew what? That you're a moron? Yeah, we know it.
Obviously, again, the elephant in the room.
No, we already identified a couple elephants in the room, and they're not the same elephants that you've recognized. That's a caveat.
Is bro.
What did he say, bro? Go back.
Didn't, but obviously, again, the elephant in the room is bro.
Bruh is bruh. Bruh, the elephant in the room with my open-toed sandals and really bad breath is what?
Like if I see a 24-hour sun, I will be shocked. I'll be like,
that's the elephant in the room. If you see a 24-hour sun, you'll be shocked. That's the elephant in the room, really. I mean, retards are in the corner blushing.
I'll be like, wait, what? If I was able to look at it with solar filters and
Like, wait, what? Oh, he's looking at it with solar filters too. Why are you looking at it with solar filters? What's the significance? Anyone? Hello? Is anyone out there?
Who knows?
What's the significance of going to Antarctica and looking at the sun with solar filters?
Because they want to be able to identify that it's actually the same sun that they see in a different location.
Really?
By like matching this. Yeah. So part of it is they want to match the sunspots and all that.
Are they trying to refute the Chinook sun?
Come on, Adam. Where are
If you mean like an artificial sun, maybe, I guess.
Well, we're well off the reservation here. Well, we've been off since the beginning, but Jesus, this is painful.
and everything and see the sunspots and see that it maintained the same.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that the reason that he wants to talk about solar filters is because they want to be able to see the thing clearly that they're going to then make pre-assumptions about to fill in the gaps within their own mind, to fit in their models.
Their model.
That's all it is.
Yeah. That's really cool. That explains it. Thanks. Are you done with the marathon?
For now.
Same exact appearance and did a perfect 360 around me. I'd be like, wow, that's crazy. That's not what I expected at all.
Wow, that's crazy. It's not what you. Why wouldn't you expect that? That's a pretty important question, wouldn't you think? Why wouldn't you expect that? Interesting. Would it be due to models? Perhaps. Idiot.
I would not become a globe earther, though. Like,
you're already a globe earther. What do you mean become one? You're a true earther. Remember that? And one of your leading heads, David Weiss, he's not a flat earther. He's a true earther.
You know, if he doesn't see it, sorry.
No, good.
I'm saying if he doesn't see a 24-hour Antarctic sun, he might become a flat earther.
Nice one. Nice reverse stuff.
Like I'm just be very candid about it because, dude,
brah.
in World War II, they sent
What the hell are we in World War II for?
radar 400 something miles and intersected with another station directly on their target so they could actually bomb them blind.
Yeah, make sure you donate to him more. He needs more support. You freaking clowns. Globe dumpsters clowns.
Because it was nighttime. And
it was Betty Bye time.
Britain turned down the technology because they're like, no, the globe's going to stop that.
Oh, the knickerbocker. You got knickerbockers in your knickers. Is that what you're talking about? Why is this subject brought up? Who knows? Next, it'll be the Renaissance.
And the Germans were like, okay.
And contemporary paintings. You just never know.
Okay. The Britons got destroyed.
The Britons got destroyed. I don't think they did. We have a couple Britons on the panel. Well, not now. They should be. Are you saying they got destroyed? Did he get destroyed?
Because of the globe Earth. And that is a physical impossibility. Like I wouldn't just all of a sudden not know that, is my point. Like, it's literally physically impossible that someone can, it's because the beam has to be coherent and it has to intersect. And we can maybe, I would like.
It's what the hell? You're flapping here. You can't even speak.
What he's trying to say is, I won't be able to hand wave away things that can't be hand waved away, just because I might see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. But he's not able to get it out. He's like he's scared of Will Duffy or something.
Yeah, he's flapping. It's incoherent. Take another lewd. That'll help.
Like to maybe discuss a couple of the FE things at some
discuss a couple FE thingies?
Point we can do it later. We don't do it right now, but
we can do it later. You don't want to run through it right now, but what?
Because that's the part that I want to actually get out there that I think people are frustrated about. People are going to say that they don't really believe this idea that you're just like fully open and unbiased and all of that.
Now we went from World War II to he's not unbiased. Makes perfect sense. I see the connection crystal clear.
They're going to say that because of your responses to other pieces of evidence.
Okay.
When you co-align with someone, frankly.
Somebody want to say something? Or am I just hearing?
Yes.
Oh, I knew I heard something. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I just want to give credit where credit is due. That when I asked the Glober the proposition in reverse, he immediately abandoned all ground-based proofs that he held before and said, "What the sky is going to tell me the shape of the Earth."
Yep. Yeah, just like I said, just like I said with my wife, that I go in, I recon, whether we're in a museum or library, I always go in and recon the shape of the ceiling so she could walk safely.
Like Platoon.
Why is McBooger Eater brought up again? Who knows?
Can I
whether you do or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of noise here. Yeah. What he's doing there is I'm after forgetting what it was I was going to say. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry.
Thanks.
It's out of my mind.
The next time you come back, can you have somebody scratch their fingernails down a chalkboard, or just have feed some kids some sugar and then give them pairs of symbols for us? Thanks.
Sorry about that.
Now it doesn't matter. Like he is very dishonest about the evidence, right? Like,
he is very McToon's dishonest. No, he's a dumbass. He thinks the sun is a solid object. That's the least of his concerns, by the way. We put him away years ago. Why are you still talking about McBooger Eater? Who knows?
Like, not even all the personal stuff he's dishonest about, which is a ton. Claiming that I'm scared to debate him a dozen.
Debate him. You couldn't debate Little Miss Muppet. You don't even know what a fucking debate is. You think modern day debates are debates, where you go there and discuss idiot topics with globetards. Just a baseless assertion fallacy carpet bomb barrage, right? You and your modern day debate horse shit. They Jedi mind tricked you into thinking that those were actual debates. You're a clown. Ass. One each. Good moron.
Dozen times and all that. It doesn't matter. The point is that, like, almost all the people in this group will say sunsets disprove flat Earth. They will ignore that, evidence I just talked about. And so...
What? The knickerbockers in your knickers. In the nick and bind. Great proof, by the way. It was really detailed.
So if someone sees, like, oh, they don't feel like there's any intellectual honesty with all these other evidences, at least some version of concession, or they can see, oh yeah, I don't know how that would work or whatever, then they're going to be highly skeptical of this presentation that it's just this real sincere, I think maybe it is flat, let's figure it out. You see, that's why people are like so eager to jump on you.
Yeah, here's the intellectual dishonesty that I see. And I'm going to use an example of myself. But I'm trying to help flat earthers understand.
You couldn't help the bionic woman with hearing if you chained her to the back of a dump truck and drug her through a nitroglycerin plant. You're an abject moron, Duffy. Demonstrated moron, by the way. Not only here, I treatment you about 3 or 4 months ago. Check that one out.
And how they sound to us.
What's that? Hello? Yes?
X, you're off mute. Okay, he left.
All right.
So, as a glober, if I go to Antarctica,
as a globetard,
I'm expecting a 24-hour sun, and the sun sets, it would be intellectually dishonest of me to say, okay, my model's wrong.
There we go with the model again. That's what this all is based on, our models. Let's see them. Yep. You're an abject retard, sir. Models don't exist. Never did. This is all vapor. This is contrived vapor from delusional Dunning-Kruger globetard idiots. That's it.
But it's just a different globe. I'm not going to consider a flat earth. That would be intellectual dishonesty, right? And so that's what I'm seeing flat earthers doing is saying,
you're seeing flat earthers doing? Huh? Stereotype fallacy.
Saying, well, if there is a 24-hour sun, well, we're not even going to consider the globe as an...
Why would we? It's an affirming the consequent formological fallacy. And it's debunking a globe projection.
An option. We're just going to go find a new flat earth model.
No, there isn't a new flat earth model because there wasn't an old flat earth model. There was never a flat earth model, and there never was a globetard model either. That's the whole basis of this problem, of this issue. You're a glue sniffer.
That is intellectual dishonesty.
You're a
intellectual
fucking clown.
honesty would be like, okay, let's now take another look at the globe because
take another look at the globe. Where are we going to look at the globe at? Can you show us someone looking at the globe and what they see? Idiot.
It predicted it. And
predicted? No, there's no predictions. No, predictions in this context, in this genre, predictions are scientific hypotheses. You've already admitted it's not an experiment. So where's the hypotheses, i.e. predictions at? Yep, train wreck. It's just a paradox of contradictions. That's all we got here between both of these bozos.
And then let's also look at other options.
Other options.
Yeah, so this is where I'm going to reiterate the difference, right? Which is, I see what you're saying, and I do see dishonesty in the flat Earth camp.
Mainly from you. Because you're a lying surrat, double-speaking ether clown. The month of October is going to demonstrate this in spades, just in case people forgot. Even though I didn't do the treatments on these 2 videos. Oh, 3 videos. There's going to be 3 new ones. Get ready.
And the dishonesty is more accurately put like this. It is the flat earthers who would no question be saying, we know we don't see a 24-hour sun. That doesn't happen. They fake it for years. Have now all of a sudden pretend it doesn't matter at all and that they don't care at all.
We never concerned ourselves with it. I never even spoke about it. I could care less. Because I already knew the earth was flat. Get it? Unlike you.
And like that's not what flat earth is.
You know? What is flat earth from a globetard? Can you tell us? What is flat earth, Shitsit?
You know, flat earth is like, yo, I want to find the truth.
Flat earth is like, yo, brah, I want to find truth, man, with my open-toed sandals and really bad breath, dude. What a fucking bozo you are. What do you want me to do with this? Prosecution rests. I could have rested back at 2-minute mark. What time we got? 3:48. May go 10 more minutes.
They're hiding it from us. Let's find it out. Like any flat earther to suddenly backtrack on even wanting to know what the sun does is
Superfluid, super stupid shitsit.
No swearing. I'm just kidding. Flat Earth Travolta sent Duffy is intent on celebrating the entire logical fallacy catalog.
Listen to Flat Earth Travolta. He is intent on that. Not only Duffy, but our buddy, our Flat Earth representative over here. He's delved into that catalog himself. Thanks a lot, Flat Earth Travolta. Appreciate it.
That is super suspect, and it shows that maybe they're not confident in their position.
Like you. You're not confident in your position if you're going to the affirming the consequent form of logical fallacy that's pseudoscience demonstrated. Even right out the gate. Hey, have you thought of that? You don't realize that because you're too fucking stupid. You just contradicted yourself.
Maybe they have some pride or ego, whatever it is.
Ego? You don't have any ego.
Whatever it is. And flat earthers are
Flat earthers, stereotype fallacy. Flat earthers like what?
Not very trustworthy.
Not very trustworthy. Show.
And they have maybe valid reasons for that, but
they have maybe bad reasons for that. It's maybe. This is just ambiguous horse shit. Nothing burger.
That's the dishonesty. But when it comes to
that's the dishonesty. What's the? I didn't hear any dishonesty there. Huh? Unbelievable.
Someone saying that they're not just going to believe the Earth's a globe, or not just going to abandon flat Earth, I don't think that is dishonest. That is my position, and I think it is the more sound position, and that is because the globe Earth has to be a certain thing. In fact, it's this very specific dimension claim, specific everything. And like there is no negotiation. You can negotiate like what are the layers of the Earth or what is the core. When it comes to the dimensions and the basic geometry of a sphere and how the sun supposedly works on it, there is really no negotiation.
No, there isn't. I mean, at least you got that. You got one thing correct. Hell, a broken clock is right at least once a day. That's a military clock, folks.
The sun doesn't do what it says. The globe model is wrong, right? Flat Earth.
The globe model's wrong. Where's the globe model? Wouldn't we have to see the globe model first to see if it's wrong? You'd think. Can you show that?
Earth is not like that. This entire time, there have been flat earthers that have enormously different opinions on what the Earth is.
Opinions? That's a category error. This is an objective topic. The nature of our reality is objective, not subjective. Super subjective super chat.
Super chat.
You say super chat.
Okay, super chat. AI said TFE, the fallacious exposed.
The fallacious entrapment. Brian, we got it.
The farcical entrapment.
The what?
The farcical entrapment.
No, the fallacious entrapment. It covers everything.
Okay.
Where that's sticking, Flatsy. Change it.
Okay.
The fallacious.
Like I'm taking notes.
The fallacious entrapment. That's what it is. TFE. So let's go back. I was on a rant. Where was I going with this?
The sun doesn't do what it says. The globe model is wrong, right? Flat Earth is not like that. This entire time, there have been flat earthers that have enormous.
Oh, that's right. That's what I was on. He's correct. He's correct in his statement that the scriptures for the globetard are written. There is no wiggle room for its dimensions, its geometry, everything. There's nothing they can do about it because their pseudoscience priests have already written their scriptures. It's done. They can't make it biggie, more biggie, or more smally, right? Everything is in scripture. That's it. It's over. So if we find anything that's not aligned with that scripture, then bye-bye globetardy. Go ahead, Brian.
Sorry, I thought you were finished at that point.
That's all right.
Yeah. How do you debunk something that you don't know? If you don't know what it is yet, you don't know. We don't know the dimensions of this. We don't know what the sky is, what the celestials are, what they're comprised of, how they do what they do. We don't know what Antarctica is. Remember, I don't know what Antarctica is. I only know what I'm told it is. Right? All these things we don't know. Yet they're going to supposedly debunk a lot of information that's not known yet.
No, they're going to debunk a flat Earth. Or no, Brian. They're going to debunk a globe Earth projection.
Yeah, they're going. Yeah. But like the thing it is, they have to pre-assume so many things within this claim debunking. Well, I know it's a massive hand wave. I've personally stated that. But they have to literally pre-assume so many things, as well as hand waving away a whole 10 years of extreme embarrassment. Right? That's what they have to do to try and claim it's a globe now. How do you debunk a sun that you don't know what it is? Like, how do you say the sun does this, so that means it's not a flat Earth? How do you do that when you can't?
You missed the part. You missed it. There, Will Duffy is gonna debunk a globe projection, the AE map.
I know that, but that's another part of the pre-assumption. You have to pre-assume a lot of stuff. Basically, they're coming up with a model that it's a massive straw man where they have to debunk a model that nobody's putting forth.
Yeah. All right, 5 minutes, folks.
Enormously different opinions on what the Earth is. And almost every flat earther will tell you, I don't really know. You know, very few flat earthers will tell you they swear up and down on that AE map.
He has no idea what he's speaking of. None. He's clueless.
May use it. They may say they think it's right. No one's going to swear up on it. So we have.
No one's going to swear up on it. What? They're going to swear up, which doesn't make any sense. They're going to swear up on a globe projection. The flat earthers are. Hey, shits it. How much of a moron are you? True or false?
have like a huge difference. It's important to highlight that difference because one side can go back to the drawing board, one cannot. And that is the difference. You know, like I kind of already said that, but I think that's an important point to make. Like, I'm not going, like I said, I will consider.
Oh my God, what?
Consider the globe. I'll say this in closing, like you said, if they won't even consider, I'll consider it. This is what
You've already considered the globe. You're a bald-tard geocentrist. You already considered it. That's what you are.
What's so funny? Dude, I've considered the globe every day since.
Prove it.
Since I first heard about flat.
Well, there you go. He's considered the globe every day, folks. There you have it. Self-admittance.
Flat Earth. And that is a major difference in I can't speak for other flat earthers, but that's the truth.
That you do all the time. What's stopping you now? And why do you keep on saying it's the truth? Or honestly, or why would you have to say that? Because the other things you say are not the truth? Think about that one, folks.
I don't think globe earthers do, like most of them in this conference, they don't do that. They still say sunsets don't work on a flat earth. Okay, they can't even still man a flat earth. Dude, I can still man the globe like with the best of them, and I randomly look at the moon and say, is it really what they said? I actually consider it on a regular basis. I was in a plane, I'm like, could this be a globe? I'm at the beach, I'm
could this be a globe?
like trying to conceive of a globe, right? I do that a lot. I would have.
What is wrong with this guy?
What is wrong? You have about 16 hours. He doesn't realize that he's train wrecking himself, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. I love it.
Yeah,
keep going.
All right.
I would have no problem going back and considering the globe, especially that would make me really look at it.
Going back, considering the globe, you didn't go away from it.
For sure. But I think it would be very short-lived because I just fall right back on World War II.
Oh, back to World War II with the nick and bind knickers in your knickerbockers.
Where we shot radar 450 miles.
And here we go again. You're going to get some detail in here?
The intersect had to be coherent within 450-yard divergence. And it's literally physically impossible in a sphere. So now I'm like just super confused, right? Because these things aren't adding up at that point. So that's what would happen for me. Now, I will say this. I know that for the average person, it's going to be a slam dunk for the globe. Flat Earth is disproven.
Really? From an affirming the consequent formological fallacy. Is this person stupid?
Ha ha ha. Flat Earthers disprove flat Earth. And that's why a lot of flat Earthers don't want it to happen. It is.
That's why a lot of flat earthers don't want what to happen. What are you talking about?
It isn't really as much that they're scared of it. It's that they know how it's going to work.
Yeah, I'm shaking in my boots. I'm quivering. As we get closer to December, I predict that I'll start to quiver exponentially.
I know that the mainstream's going to run with it.
What's that?
I was going to say, speaking of fears, the Glober who allegedly gave up his seat so that Nathan Oakley could go said that the other day when he was in our politics server that supposedly Witsit has received death threats from flat earthers for even considering going to it.
I didn't hear that. Could somebody translate your mic? Sort of a little bit of a train wreck AI. Can somebody repeat what he just said?
He said somebody that took the place of Nathan Oakley, a Glober did, was receiving death threats from flat earthers or something like that, I think.
Witsit is receiving, he said that Witsit's receiving death threats from flat earthers.
Why?
Yes. Because of this idea that the flat earthers are so afraid of the consequences of this that they want to silence anyone who's going.
So he's receiving death threats to go or not to go?
Not, well, if he goes, The death threats are essentially, from what I gathered, keep in mind this is a Glober telling me this,
Right.
who was part of the final experiment in the fact that he was sort of an invitee, but he allegedly gave up his spot so that Nathan Oakley could go. So he's basically saying, so like playing off what they just talked about, where he said some flat earthers are so afraid that if there's a 24-hour sun, then they're going to have to concede. And ergo, they may be motivated to offer Witsit death threats not to go.
Not to go.
Correct.
I think I got it. Boy, this is some type of stupid. I'll tell you that.
They're scared of hit pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that all makes sense. That all makes sense.
Does it? All of it? Can you repeat what he just said?
Oh yeah.
Hopefully flat earthers will listen to what you're saying and just
we don't listen to what he says. We laugh at what he says. That's the main part that we do. Now, most flat earthers couldn't tie their shoes without a fleet of slobber nurses. Most of them are his subscribers that he subsumed from Globebusters Bob after Bob passed. Those people.
just be honest about the whole thing.
Yeah, just be honest about the whole thing. Yeah, honestly, it's an affirming the consequent formological fallacy on both sides and an abject non-experiment.
So I noticed something. Sorry, I noticed something.
Go ahead.
That and if my mic cuts out, just let me know and I'll
you sound good.
But Will kind of baited Witsit with like a poisoning the well fallacy, basically saying that the Globers are more intellectually honest, right?
Yes.
If we don't see our 24-hour sun, then we'll just go ahead and let go of the whole thing. I don't get that from the flat earth side. It seems like you guys are just going to keep living in denial. So Witsit spends most of his time doing damage control and making excuses as to why
Yes.
flat earthers would not go along with that.
That's very good. Who was that? That's very good insight.
Says who?
Yep, I knew that was you. Yep. That's part of it. You got it. You're right on it. Yes. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, that's such an epic point. I don't know if I can fill them shoes, but yeah, fill them shoes because it's very true. But I'm after forgetting what I was going to say again. Anyway, so
I figured you forget it after he put it so concisely and to the point. Says who? He just encapsulated this whole train wreck of a dumpster fire.
It's not a demonstration of intellectual honesty. It's gaslighting the audience, because that would mean you'd have to abandon all your other alleged proofs that you held on to as a Glober and just throw them in the dumpster without even revisiting them to scrutinize them.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So that this is like the total double gaslight.
Oh, yeah.
I remember now what it was.
Go ahead.
Right, say so. Will Duffy just brought up honesty, right? Now the thing about that is this: would it not? How can he bring up honesty when he refused, without me having to concede to things, refused to watch the video I made specifically for him concerning pitch data? Because he made the claim that he's spending money for truth. So I gave him a way where there is no insurance needed, no one's going to fall off the ice wall, no one's going to kill each other, they won't have to go anywhere, no one's going to miss work or have to leave their families. I gave him a way where he could get objective truth of whether it's a globe or it's flat by spending money, and probably spending less than he will be spending. And he refused to have anything to do with it more than one time.
Yep.
So how can he even use the word truth ever in the history of his existence? I don't know.
Yeah, by mere fiat. He just hand waved dismissed it because he's a moron. Look at him.
Now, I missed the first number of minutes of the stream, so sorry about that. But has there been one mention of measurements from either of these guys?
No.
0. Okay.
I strongly encourage that, for sure. I think that people are getting triggered. I haven't been keeping up with it.
Oh, he did bring up the nick and bind knickerbockers in your knickers. So he did mention some distances, but it was convoluted. There wasn't it wasn't poignantly stated. So that's about as close as we got.
But people have been reaching out to me recently, so I don't know what he said recently, but
you don't know what who said recently. Who's he talking about? Did I miss that? Let's pull a day and a half.
What you're saying and just be honest about the whole thing.
Yeah, I strongly encourage that, for sure. I think that people are getting triggered. I haven't been keeping up with it, but people have been reaching out to me recently, so I don't know what he said recently, but
who's he talking about? Who's he?
He hasn't. I have no idea. Literally, I don't think anyone does.
Maybe we'll get it. It should have prefaced this, but maybe it'll come on the back half.
I think
if there's anyone is he speaking about someone that Will knows about and he knows about?
I have no idea.
Or someone in the background that they haven't actually told everyone about? Because I have no idea who it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll pop up.
Yeah, the German flat earther. Who else?
For sure. I think that people are getting triggered. I haven't been keeping up with it, but people have been reaching out to me recently, so I don't know what he said recently, but I think if there's anyone, like, people are going to feel like, are you really a flat earther or were you a plant? If you ever say, like, you would just immediately go over to the globe. Like, that just...
Who's it? He still hasn't identified who he was. So who knows?
Doesn't make any sense. It's like, bro, that makes no sense in my opinion. Like, I know way too much. It's the preponderance of evidence.
Preponderance of evidence.
The preponderance?
Is that what he said? Hold on. We'll go back.
Sense in my opinion. Like, I know way too much. It's the preponderance of evidence.
He did. He even screwed it up. The preponderance of evidence. Hi, idiot. Is it pond evidence? You got some smallies in that pond? What a moron.
Evidence, and that's what Bob used to always say.
Yeah, we know that's what he used to always... Well, he didn't say preponderance of evidence. He said the preponderance of evidence.
And this is another important part of it, right?
Is this another elephant in the room?
A lot of the people on that side don't seem to get, bro.
What? Don't seem to get, bro? On the other side of what argument? What's the argument? Is it a fallacious argument? I'm thinking yes.
If I took flat earth out of it...
Took flat earth out of what?
So we're generalizing here.
We're generalizing. You're taking flat earth out of something.
The group that normally combats flat earth. Take flat earth.
So the group that combats flat earth and flat earth.
Superchat.
Super stupid.
Flat Earth Travolta, he spent the preponderance of evidence for the Coriolis effect.
Coriolis effect.
The Coriolis
Coriolis.
effect.
Oh, God. Sorry about that. That's right.
It's all good.
Yeah. Too funny. Now you got me off my game. We were getting some poignant points from this idiot. I'm going to have to retrack. All right, here we go.
Or say, like, you would just immediately go over to the globe. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. It's like, bro, that makes no sense in my opinion. Like, I know way too much. It's the preponderance of evidence. And that's what Bob used to always say. And this is another important part of it, right? That a lot of the people on that side don't seem to get, bro. If I took flat earth out of it, so we're generalizing here. The group that normally combats flat earth.
So you got the anti-flat earthers and the flat earthers. So you're going to remove the flat earthers out of something.
Flat earth. Take flat earth out of it. Say we're wrong about it.
Take the flat earth out of it. What?
Still right about young earth. We're still right about geocentrism.
Young earth. Have you demonstrated scientifically that the earth is young or old? Either one. Have you demonstrated that? Would like to see that.
We're still right about the poison they give our children. We're
Now we're into the poison they give our children. What else?
He said
Still right about-
geocentrism.
Did he say?
said we're still.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me scroll back. Yeah, I missed that. Shout out to Flatsy. Give a J to Flatsy.
Normally combats flat Earth. Take flat Earth out of it. Say we're wrong about it. We're still right about young Earth. We're still right about geocentrism.
Ah, you got it. Good catch, Flatsy.
We're still right about the poison they give our children. We're still right about homeschooling our children.
We're talking about homeschooling now. Huh? We're well off the rails. I think the lewds are starting to affect them intrinsically.
We're still right about the pseudoscience.
The lecherfa and the lecherpus.
They give our children. We're still right about homeschooling our children. We're still right about the pseudoscience of dinosaurs.
Now we're into dinosaurs. Bones.
Billions of years.
Billions of years. That's what you said before. Yeah. Is there any evidence, scientific evidence of the dating game? Whether it's billions of years or whatever. Let's get some dates scientifically. It'd be easier for you to distill Alexander the Great's tears out of the Euphrates than come up with a frigging date scientifically. You dumbass ball-tard, you evil-tard morons.
All these pseudoscience claims. We're still right about all that.
You're still right. Who's we're?
We're right about all that. In that.
Yeah, you said that. I got that the first time. Who's we're?
That side that claims that we're so stupid and deny science, they're wrong about all.
And deny science? They didn't know what science was to begin with. I compromised them in 2016. It's still going on today.
All those things. They're wrong about evolution. They're wrong about
evolution. What's that? How can you be wrong about something that's not defined?
Creationism.
Creationism? You're not a creationist? Either of you idiots? If you're not, you'd be in standing violation of the laws of thermodynamics and quantum mechanics, at the very least.
They're wrong about virology. I mean, the list goes on.
They're wrong about what? Let's go back. I didn't get that one.
Evolution. They're wrong about creationism. They're wrong about virology. I mean, the list goes on.
What? What the hell did he say?
Virology is what he started to say, but he cut himself off.
Preponderance of virology.
Evolution. They're wrong about creationism. They're wrong about virology. I mean, list.
Virara. The preponderance of evidence for virara. Unbelievable.
Goes on. So
it'd be an incoherent list, that's for sure.
I guess they don't understand. Like, I'm not scared. If
he's not scared. Why would you even say that? Why? Because you're scared. That's why you would say that. Unbelievable.
If somehow I was shown definitively, somehow I've been deceived and wrong this whole time.
Deceived and wrong this whole time? Haven't you he just did it again. Haven't you evaluated this already, Flat Earther? We just committed it again. Unwittingly, he doesn't get it.
I would wake up the next day and not skip a beat and still have this whole list of things that need to be talked about.
What list of things that need to be talked about? How about demonstrated? Let's quit with the talking and get with the demonstrations.
Or being lied to about. So you see, I feel like I feel like there's a disconnect there where they don't really seem to get that. And that's definitely where Jaren's coming from.
Jaren? Why now Jaren? Where's Jaren coming from? The really stupid place. Tell you that much.
Jaren's like, I mean,
Jaren's like what? Is he like that or is he exactly that? Jaren's like what? Like a terrorist sympathizer and a dumbass?
Going to suddenly be a heliocentrist, even.
He's a geocentrist, isn't he? And a true earther. I got you guys, you true earthers. Let's see if I can bring that up. Just Celery. The true scammers. Here they are. Right? Yeah. There he is, and all that. There, Mo, Larry, and Curly. You pick which one is which. Right? So there they are. Here they are. The True Earth Mount Meru 2 Virtual Summit, sponsored by these yahoos. Yeah, they're true earthers. We are.
What he's doing here is he's trying to give his subscribers a reason to be subscribed to him. If the Earth turns out, if they see a 24-hour Antarctic sun, and that makes them all, because they're obviously very naive people, makes them believe that the Earth is not flat then. He's trying to give them reasons to stay subscribed to him, so he still has relevance. That's what he's trying to do. And the same with Jerome Campanella. They're trying to do damage control before there's any damage. They're literally, there literally can't be damage.
Yep.
You can't beat measurements. It can't be beaten. It's objective.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? But they are of the opinion that there can be damage. So they're trying to damage control before anything's happened. It's actually unbelievably pathetic.
Yeah, it is pathetic, isn't it? Yep. Yep. And we got the scammers here, folks. Here are the scammers, and here's the scam. That's one part of the scam. They probably have True Earth Mount Meru 2, 3, and 4 by now. By now, right? $75, $200 to be a True Earther, VIP True Earther, right down here. There it is. Try to debunk that. Best wishes.
I want to share this with you because I think you'll laugh at it. Benjamin Smith sent in the chat. He said, "I had mushroom and garlic sauce on my Ferrara last night."
On his Ferrara. Yeah, too funny. Shout him up.
Even if I were convinced of it, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. So,
what was a great point?
The final experiment is not.
It's not an experiment. We already went over this in the beginning. Remember, you call it the final expedition, or what it truly is, the fallacious entrapment.
Not addressing any of those other issues at all. It's not.
It's not addressing any issue whatsoever. Only to debunk your globe projection.
It's simply
the best result is the debunk his globe projection. That's the best result that this idiot can come up with. If you can believe it.
Addressing the globe model versus
what globe model? Versus what?
Is the flat earth model.
Let's see him. Here we go again. Like I said, this is the basis of their fallacious arguments. That's it. He just told you. Let's see him so we can compare and contrast. Can't compare and contrast between things we haven't seen yet. Yeah, makes sense. Probably not.
Specifically the AE map.
There we go. His AE, his globe projection.
And that's it. It's not addressing heliocentrism versus geocentrism, age of the earth, any of that stuff. So it's a great point.
Yeah, sure. And like, I guess like the point being, like,
is it like it or is it it?
I can happily say that's what would happen.
Happily say.
To me. Like, I can tell you right now what happened in a situation for me. If you ask many of the people on the other side.
Where's the other side?
Like, say, so if the sun sets for 2-3 weeks, they wouldn't say anything. They wouldn't even say it. Would just prove.
So you're saying what the other side would do, hypothetically speaking, in the future? What's next? guessing people's weights or barking for the yak woman. Maybe you could graduate being a pixie dust spreader on a tilt-a-whirl. What a clown show you are.
Prove the globe. Now, bigger names have said it, and now they all kind of...
Bigger names? Like in font size?
You know, most people are saying it now.
Mm-hmm. So most people are saying it, not the bigger names. But are the bigger names still saying it? What are they saying?
And both sides kind of do that, honestly. Like, they wait for certain people that they trust to say it, and then they like...
they wait for certain people that they trust to say it, and that's what they do. Huh?
I think they have the green light. So now...
The green light? Why don't you put on the red light?
Almost all the Globers are saying it would disprove the
Roxanne.
globe. But this is the difference. If I ask, okay, what would you do? You don't even get a serious answer out of me. Like, it's like, go to an insane asylum. Like,
what is he on about now? Is anyone following this?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I would.
You know what I'm saying? No, we don't know what you're saying.
I would
0%.
literally question my ability.
Say again?
I just said I'm following 0%.
To discern anything in the world. I would have to shut down everything in my... Like, they can't even actually look at it and think about it. Now, these are...
Look at what? And think about what?
They're generalized.
We're generalized now. Yeah, that's where you live.
These are generalized. There's probably exceptions.
Yeah, we got the generalized. Generalized.
Well, you can see the difference there. Like,
yeah, we can see the difference where? What the hell are you talking about? All right. I just clicked that. Guess what? I just clicked off the time. Sorry
Anyway,
about that.
yeah, like-
We're done. I'm done with this. Oh, boy, that's liberating.
I think it's very good.
You think it's very good for what?
Well, to respond to, you want to hear his stream from last night. What waffle. Epic waffle. About all kinds of topics.
Was he generalized?
Yeah. Look, the main problem we have here is you have a load of flat earthers showing interest in something that means nothing. It doesn't mean that what is it? What is it that they're going to see? You know what I mean? As I said earlier, they're preparing to see a phenomenon that they've never seen, and then they're trying to call that phenomenon an experiment.
No, they're going to debunk a globe projection. Brian?
Yeah.
You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't do it.
Well, Will Duffy is, I mean, that guy has a neck of solid brass, because for him to bring up the word truth is, at this stage, is unbelievable. Like, he is not interested in what's true, not even remotely interested in what's true and factual. He's interested in, can he force a load of idiots to accept it's a globe by offering them what is actually no evidence? That's what he's actually at. And that's why he's laughing constantly.
Force a load of idiots. Is that what you said?
Yeah, a load of flat earthers. Yeah, who will in a moment, with the drop of a hat, will jump over to the other side if there's a 24-hour Antarctic sun. In a way, he's actually helping us, because all those people that are willing to do that, if they see a 24-hour Antarctic sun, will know who they all are. They can't come back. Do you know what I mean? They can't, maybe, what are they going to do? They'll all want to come back, when they come to their senses, in about 5 years. But what are they going to do? What are they going to do? How could you come back from that? Imagine falling for that scam. How could you logically come back to flat earth after that? How could you say I was just wrong? You can't come back.
Oh, yes, they can. They'll reach.
I know, that's the word. I know, I'm saying you can't, but they can. They can. That's the worst part about it. And they would. And they would. A lot of frauds. Most of them are subscribed to Jaren and Witsit and David Weiss. A lot of frauds. That's what you are. Frauds. You're not flat earthers, you're frauds.
You hear that righteous indignation, and he's justified.
Well, I don't know how they missed it, right? Because even Witsit in this conversation mentioned the sunset, which is essentially the same affirming the consequent as seeing the sun above the horizon for 24 hours.
Yes.
It's so if you've already put that to bed, are you all of a sudden going to fall for the same trick over and over and over again? Which it seems like he is.
Yep. You got it. Yep. That's the least of his problems. All right. Well, that should be about it for today. Stay tuned on Saturday. There will definitely be a BALLBUSTERS. And I think we're headed back. We had stopped on the last BALLBUSTERS with Professor Idiot Parks, the pseudoscience astronomer. I don't know if you guys remember that. It's been a while. But I think we're going to head back in that direction. I'm not going to go over this one anymore. There might be a treatment. I don't know yet. Some stuff has come up this week. It always does. But we'll see about that. We'll see which direction we go. But definitely this Saturday at 2 p.m. U.S. Central, 8 p.m. UK, there's definitely going to be a BALLBUSTERS, and it's most assuredly going to be some semblance of another treatment. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. It was a lot of fun. It was really stupid, but I know you got a lot out of it. If you could fog a mirror, you'd be in good shape. QE out.
You have Ares failure. He took, and these are more technical things, but he took a telescope. He had water in it. He looked at the star. The star, of course, light travels differently in different mediums, right? Of course, light travels differently in different mediums, right?
Wrong. According to you, you fork-tongued double speaker. Remember this?
No, there's not a journey because there's nothing traveling. What the light is already there.
You dumbass. Also, glue sniffer, you said light travels differently in different mediums. How can it do that when you've also said that light is the medium?
The wave is the medium. Disturbance of the medium that is the light.
Ay, caramba!
And the final bashing yourself in the face with a spade shovel.
So when the starlight comes into the telescope of water, it's going to slow down. Now they say light's constant, but it travels a greater distance in the water, blah, blah, blah. That it's going to slow down, right?
What?
So when the starlight comes into the telescope of water, it's going to slow down.
What the hell did you just say?
Now they say light's constant, but it travels a greater distance in the water, blah, blah, blah. That it's going to slow down, right?
Wrong. According to you, light doesn't have a speed.
Yeah, there is no speed of light.
You unlock this door with the key of
retardation.
Beyond it is another dimension. You're moving into a land of
bullshittery.
You've just crossed over into
the numpty zone.
You are so dumb. Damn.